Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been...
out a little bit. Like you need to really like get people enthusiastic for a new Fantastic Four comic.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic Four hasn't been doing particularly well. The movie certainly isn't doing particularly
Which is
great right now.
Which is too bad. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I've heard at least from a number of people whose opinions I do tend to trust, that they were like, it was actually not bad. It was actually solid. I enjoyed it. I'm like, okay, cool.
I just caught
one of
it.
those things where I haven't been interested enough to like leave my apartment and go pay $20 for a movie ticket.
Well, I mean, to that same effect, like it's taken. I just watched it. What is today? Thursday, like Tuesday night, and you know that was me. I was like so not interested to the point where I didn't even go hit up my Pakistani guy until Tuesday, right? And I was just like, okay, fine, I guess I'll watch it. It actually is pretty good. I actually did enjoy it. It's got its MCU flaws, and there are things that we can talk about, but you haven't seen it, so no need to dwell on it. But you're right, like the Fantastic Four, like if you're re-debuting them, you've got to like make them hit, because they're one of those teams that they're popular, they're a mainstay, everybody knows them, but like everybody doesn't realize they like them until they like come back into play. You know what I mean? Everybody goes like, oh, they're boring, whatever, and then you get like one issue of Reed Richards, I don't know, like encasing Dr. Doom in a ball of himself or something, and everybody goes, oh man, okay, they're cool, that's right, I forgot about that. But yeah, you gotta pull them in with that, like as soon as they're in the door, everyone, you'll like the Fantastic Four, but you gotta get them through that door. But speaking of things that everybody will like, speaking of getting things through the door, speaking of classic comic book characters dressed in blue, or at least with a blue and white motif, how's it going, everybody? It is Thursday night. We have another episode of Foil Variant for you. It is me and your... What do you say? Like, what do I say to this? Your co-host? I guess that's how you would say it. Yeah, it's us. Yeah, it's us, your co-hosts.
Co-hosts, plural.
Yeah. That's all that was. Yeah, you knew where I was like getting confused. But yeah, your co-host here. You know me, Spencer. You know my good friend over here, Andrew Rodriguez. You know him as the RippaVerse's creative manager. But you also might know him now as the RippaVerse's newest creator. Because if you guys haven't been on the internet, when did you launch it? Like yesterday? Like if you haven't been...
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday, 8 a.m.
Yeah, if you haven't been on the internet for the last like 36 hours or so, Andrew has launched his very first... what is it? Like a short story? Like why don't you set it up to everybody? You know how to describe this, because it is a little... Because it's in the zine, and like it's... Yeah. You know how the process goes. Let me pull this bad boy up.
For those who are, whether you're familiar or not familiar with the RippaVerse, with whom I'm the creative manager.
I would say, if you're a long time watcher, you should definitely know what we're talking about.
You've at least heard it brought up once or twice if you've been watching this show. But
that's the wrong browser.
Being said, we have a magazine that we call our RippaZine. I'm very fond of the name. It's very near and dear to my heart. I did come up with that. And we have been using that as a kind of launching platform and testing ground for new stories and new characters in the RippaVerse. So the first 4 issues we introduced in the first two different Lethal Force certified private detectives, or private investigators rather. Our third one, our assistant editor-in-chief, Caro Brown, introduced Dirty Deeds, which is kind of a ragtag crew motley crew of spacefaring kind of goofballs. They're fun characters. They're great. For those of you who enjoy like Firefly, Guardians of the Galaxy when that was good, there's a little bit of Borderlands in there. There's a little bit of Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star mixed in there. Like, it's a really fun story. That one was incredibly popular with our fans. The most recent one we did was called Catch and Kill. That was written by the Saska sisters. It's an investigative reporting story, very on the ground, nose to the ground, city streets type of story with a twist. And it's actually really fun, really interesting. It was them kind of flexing a different corner of their creative minds. Now we just launched issue 5, and issue 5 introduced my first creation in the RippaVerse, Blue Shift, who is our, for lack of a better term, like our singular speedster hero, right? Who is like, he's meant to be a solo character for the most part. And so far, everybody seems to be pretty jazzed for him. Like the energy among the fandom has been pretty electric, pun intended. And I am so incredibly appreciative of how gracious our fans have been and their support of this already. We also, for the trailer, for those of you who have heard him,
only time will tell if this is the worst idea ever
to voice the main character.
Sorry, so, you're gonna want to retell them who that was. I kind of was playing with the volume there. You got a little washed out. Who is that?
No,
who is that?
Jason Griffith happens to be the long time. He was for almost a decade the voice of both Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog. So if you can imagine the level of appropriateness of the voice of Sonic voicing a speedster in a comic book universe, we were all pretty excited about that. I know I was, because he's my favorite of the Sonic game voice actors, personally. And I like a lot of them, but like he's been my favorite because he was kind of like growing up for me. He was voicing most of the games that I played.
Like, so he was he started with Sonic X era?
He started with Sonic X, correct.
Yeah, the Sonic X era, and then he went up through, what, Generations?
No,
not Generations, like Unleashed?
Right before Generations. So he did Unleashed,
or
and then he
06?
did the Mario Sonic at the Olympic Games and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games.
I'm sad they stopped making those games. They should bring those games back.
They were actually pretty good party games, not gonna lie.
I really liked them. Like, I'm not even joking.
Well, yeah, they did super well.
Of course they will. Like you've got Sonic, you've got Mario.
Properties, right?
Yeah, you can pretty much throw them in anything. You're gonna make a gorillion and $4. Like, that's not even a. What is happening to my like window up here? My like cam is.
Oh, it's like flipped.
Yeah, it's like that's why I've been like
horizontally flipped right now.
That's why I was like slightly quiet. And now who's playing We Are the Champions? Where is that even coming from? What is this? What is happening? Oh, that's King of the Hill that I was watching. I don't know.
PC has gone rogue.
It is taken on a mind of its own. Let's see.
Control.
But I think we're okay now. I think we've got control back to whatever happened with the OBS there. But
yeah.
I don't know why I did that. I need to get rid of studio mode. Oh, now I need to bring back the actual browser. Okay, so yes, we've got Blue Shift. Voiced by, hopefully in the future, maybe if you guys do any more projects, do you have him attached for anything, or is this a one-time gig?
This was just, obviously the RippaZines are testing grounds, so it's all about how the fans respond. If the fans want more, they demand more, they support.
No, of course that. But I mean, like, if you got that support, do you have him tagged to do more voicing, or is it like a one-time hire thing, and then you'll hire him again, and then you'll hire him again? Is what I'm saying.
I actually haven't looked at the contract, so I'm not actually going to pretend to know.
No worries. I was just curious.
All I will say is I would love to have him do it again.
Dude, 1,000%.
He's a great, perfect voice for the character, and it's so fitting, so appropriate. So I would be over the moon if he stayed on for that.
I mean, yeah, no, he is a perfect fit. So as you were describing to everybody, we've got a speedster superhero. You guys can all pretty much see that this is a notable sort of marked difference in tone from what we get from a lot of the RippaVerse stuff, right? Not in a bad or not in a denigration to the other stuff, but like, look at that. He's smiling. When have we ever seen a character smile in a RippaVerse preview thing, right? Like, that's not normally what you guys, traffic in. Well, traffic in, that sounds so bad. Like, that's not,
right.
that's not the, like,
that's not the word to use right now,
Yeah.
considering the state of the world.
Yeah, I know. Not
Interesting.
maybe that's not like the genre you guys, or like that. This isn't the type of tone you
We're
guys
talking
normally
comics,
dabble in.
not Roblox.
Yeah, seriously. But so yeah, you guys can see way brighter, way more, a little more manga inspired than everything else that's come before. What was that intentional? Like I know obviously you love things like Flash, you love things like Teen Titans, a bunch of different anime. You and I talk about it all the time. You obviously, when you used to have the time, you used to play like Xenoblade on your gaming streams. So is this I'm guessing that the aim with Blue Shift here is to introduce like a younger like bent for the RippaVerse? And also, before you answer, just so everybody knows, so that, because I realize that if you guys don't know this, not even interview, but like our talk right now sounds really cheesy and fake. I've known about Blue Shift for a while. I've seen a bunch of the concept art. I've talked with Andrew as like a sounding board for some of his ideas. I do not know any of this other like really in-depth stuff, right? Like I haven't sat here and biographized the Blue Shift project. So these are earnest questions I'm asking. I'm not sitting here, with my cue cards going, question 1. So don't even worry, guys. I'm really asking because like clearly way colorful, smiles all abound. Is this you guys going for like a more younger audience bent here? And not necessarily like 12-year-old, but like
No,
Shonen
not
Jump
12-year-old,
age,
but
right?
I want to get exactly the idea, because we have a
Look at him
lot
right
of
there.
we have a lot of stories. In fact, the vast majority of our stories right now are geared towards that very much older, more mature audience, right? Yaira's not a book for kids. Isom's not really a book for kids, though like teens can read that just fine. Bloodruth is definitely not a book for kids, nor is The Horseman, and so on and so forth. What I really wanted was to have a kind of starting line, a starting block, and kind of a gateway drug, for lack of a better term, for a younger readership. Because I know, at least for myself, I started reading Marvel Comics with Spider-Man, right?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the character that was my gateway drug, right? He was my entry point. And then after reading so many Spider-Man comics, then I was like, okay, well, I like enough of this stuff. I want to try out other stuff that's within this same world, right? And so then I check out X-Men and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. And that's how it is for most comic book readers, I would say, or at least a large portion of us. We all started with one character, right? Maybe it was Batman, right? Or maybe it was Superman, maybe it was whoever. You had that character that got you interested enough in both the medium and the universe that made you want to eventually check out more that wasn't that same character.
And I
but
mean,
it was
like
part of the same universe.
publishers know that all the time. I mean, go back to the 90s, and that's why Spider-Man was in everything, because they're like, we
It
know
really
y'all like Spider-Man. Now you're gonna like the New Warriors. Now you're gonna like the Midnight Suns. Now you're gonna like Kazar. Like, I like Kazar, but come on, guys, that's not gonna be a sell.
It's like, stop trying to make Kazar a thing.
Stop
guys.
trying to make it a thing. Just give the Phoenix Force to Shauna, and we're good. And then or is it even Shauna? There's like 7 different Jungle Girls in comics, and I always forget who is who. But anyway, like they're all blonde too. Like it makes it way more difficult. But
it definitely has that effect for sure. But yeah, I wanted a character that was going to bring in that younger readership. I wanted it to have just a touch, because it's still Western comics, but I felt like there was still that opportunity to have just enough of a shonen flair that maybe, just maybe, people who might not normally gravitate towards Western comics, consider checking it out. I'm not expecting all of a sudden all the diehard anime and manga fans to be like, oh, well, now I'm switching over to RippaVerse. No. I'm not ridiculous like that. However, if I even get them to think twice about it and be like, oh, that seems kind of fun. That seems like it's got a little bit of a shonen feel and vibe to it. I'm going to check that out. And then they check it out, and hopefully there's just enough of that in there that can retain their readership. And they're like, I actually kind of like this. Right? Because you do have people on both sides where you'll have people that aren't really manga people, but they have like 1 or 2 that they do actually really like.
It's every time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's normally like you'll have your Western comic book fans, but there is like 1 or 2 mangas they really like, and vice versa can be the case. However, it just often is not, because I don't think enough comic book publishers have made an attempt to grab at that audience with just enough of a, I guess for lack of a better term, carrot on a stick, where it's like, hey, we do have something here that might be for you. It might. Give it a shot. Check it out. See what you think. And that's my aim here. Again, I'm not expecting all of a sudden all of the manga fans to check it out. But I would say that if there are people who like My Hero Academia, maybe there's just a teeny bit of crossover readership there.
Well,
there's also the you got Iconic Comics, and they have Common America.
Yeah,
right?
and that's
So
where,
if
like,
we can expand that audience, I think that's healthier for indie comics as a whole.
well, I think I hear what you're saying, but I think that it is slightly misaligned, because what you mentioned there, like something you mentioned there really like stuck out to me, which is you said there's not a lot of crossover between manga and comic book readers. And that is actually patently false. Like, there is a lot of people who will, read manga and read comic books. I'm an example. A bunch of my friends are an example. Everybody I know it's anecdotal, but then there's things like Comic-Con where those things are all blowing up. So that's not the problem. But the problem is that it's the thing we always talk about, or talk about a lot, but mainly I always reference when we talk about TMNT and Naruto. Mm-hmm. You're getting, if they make an attempt in the Western scene to reach out to the like appeal to the manga sensibilities of people, because
they're aiming for the wrong things.
They're
emphasis on the wrong things. They think just because you put bigger eyes on a character, oh well, now we're gonna get all the manga readers.
Exactly, and so there's that big miss, and that's what I see you as building and attacking more than just like, oh, get comic or manga readers to read comics, because they already do. It's just that this is more of a bridge, right? Like, that's how I see it. And then
I would love to, because we already have at the RippaVerse, we have a fantastic, like, I wouldn't even call it a partnership, but like a budding relationship and kind of like friendship with the Iconic Comics.
Well, you're peers. That's what you guys are. You're peers.
And we're peers that don't hate each other's guts, which is helpful. So,
generally peers don't, that's not CG and Ethan Van Sciver and people like Ted Jacobs who don't know what they're talking about here. These are not the people we're talking about. These are the disingenuous ones. All right.
For sure. But yeah, like, they have Common America, like I mentioned before, and I would love to gain a bit more of a crossover readership there, where in a perfect world for me, we would have like Common America diehard fans check out Blue Shift, and then thereby after that give some of our other books a shot. In the same way, I would love people who really end up enjoying Blue Shift or more of them to be like, hey, now I'm going to go check out Common America. I'm going to go check out their other stuff as well. So it's like this, again, like this unity and this kind of rising tide lifting all ships type of a thing, and just growing indie comics as a whole in a healthy way.
No, absolutely. And I mean, let's hope that, I mean, what am I trying to say here? Oh, that was a mix up of a sentence, but clearly, yeah, no, I can see that's what you're aiming for. And I haven't seen any of it yet. Again, guys, I've seen all this stuff. I haven't read any of the pages, but from what I've seen just from that trailer we were watching a second ago, like, it's obvious, right? Like, the anime, the manga influence, if nothing else, it's at least an example again of you and your art team, like Kanan and everybody. I always forget his name. Eddie, right? Souza? Is that? No, Eddie Souza's a...
Yeah, Eddie Souza.
Oh, damn. I got it right. Who am I thinking of?
I'm not sure, but
I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, I got it. I got it right. All right. I feel like I never get RippaVerse creators right. But Eddie Souza, yeah, look, he it's that example of you guys understand what manga and anime actually is and what it's supposed to communicate and yada, yada, yada. It's not just give them big eyes or make them say like, oh my God, I know you saw it in Ultimate Incursion, right? Where May was like, oh, like Kamen Rider. And it's just like, oh my God.
I was like, Mav is going to throw this book to this page.
Guys, Ultimate Incursion is so bad. We will absolutely definitely get to that.
We'll get there. That book is not good.
Oh my God. No, Andrew just sent me something fucking hilarious. But, okay. So This is cool. It's RippaZine number 5 is coming out. It's coming out. The top one is the regular, and the bottom one is the foil, right?
Correct.
What is there any cool treatment on the foil cover? Is it all foil? Is it spotted? Come on, you got to give us something here.
So typically what we do with our collector's edition zines, and we've done this for a number of them now, is we'll have an embossing on.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world.
Whoops.
Think of it a moment.
I hit our intro button. I started our intro by accident.
That.
Whoopsies.
I saw that.
So roll back. Are there any cool foil treatments on this? You gotta let me know.
So like I was saying, what we'll do is we'll have like a matte finish to part of the cover, and then we'll have embossing and foil on the title logos and or the character, and it'll be like a combination thereof. Though for RippaZine number 1, it was just a total metallic foil on the cover. For RippaZine number 3, for the Dirty Deeds one, it was more of a kind of traditional hollow foil cover on the entirety of the thing. But for the others, we've done that like spot foil and embossing, which is really cool. And it also makes it really easy for our creatives to sign.
Oh, I'm sure.
So much faster on there. Because let me tell you, man, those gloss covers, you gotta wait 8 days.
Well, like I'm sure you've gone through this. I hate when like you go to a con or something, right? And somebody signs a card, or they sign your video game case, or they sign your comic book with a gloss cover, and like you can't put it back in, so you have to like walk around for like 30 minutes going like and like freaking out because you're like, I don't want to drop this. I can't, like, I'm now holding something that's now worth like $80 more. It's terrible.
Well,
I absolutely hate
doing
those.
a lot at the conventions. I'll end up like trying to help dry the markers. Like I'll take like cardboard and stuff like that, and I'll be like fanning the signatures.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to like get it. Like what we really need to do is just get one of those like smaller fans.
I was just thinking like the portable hand fan, right? Like a strong one, I guess, because like when I think of those portable hand fans, I just think of the really like cheap generic
really
ones.
Crappy ones.
Yeah, and I'm like
$2.
That might like cool it down in like a hot breeze maybe, but I don't think it's going to like dry it. So yeah, like maybe that is something you and I need to like capitalize on. We need to make like the portable marker like fan dryer thing. Like it's not even
like it's a fortune waiting to happen.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. The reason I'm like tripping over myself, guys, is because it really is not that like. I'm really just saying like we're gonna make a dumb specialized product that everybody's going to go, oh, I never like. I'm not revolutionizing anything. I genuinely feel like I would be scamming you. But if you're gonna buy it, if you want it, I will sell it to you.
For sure.
Okay, so with all that, what was I gonna say? With the RippaZine, it's already like flying off the shelves. I saw you guys are already like, it's not funding with you guys, but you guys have already like
in terms of pre-order
where'd
sales.
it go?
We just
Where is
cracked, I think 17K.
Yeah, that's what it was a second ago. If I can get there.
Pace for a zine.
Boom.
Only its second day.
And remember, guys, this number isn't not actively, but it's not like on the second updated, right? Like it says 17,000. We probably got a couple 300, 500 still to hit onto the meter, if you will.
Yeah, it cycles. There's a longer refresh cycle if you're not logged into the website. But I mean, we're about to hit.
Whoa! Is that a secret Rippa? What is that? Your membership is called the what's your membership?
It's just RippaVerse memberships.
Yeah, is that a secret RippaVerse feature that I just broke or like got an exclusive on? Like if you log in, then you get accurate numbers. If you get in, you get accurate numbers earlier.
Eric's mentioned that on stream before.
Oh, has he?
Number of times, yeah.
And I'm just kidding. Like I know that's just like how coding works. Like I get it. I'm just teasing.
But yeah, almost 700 copies sold already, which is fantastic.
So awesome.
Again, it's a zine. Like keep in mind, like the standard edition of this thing's only $8. The highest price version of the thing that isn't like a signed CGC variant is only $20. So like these, like when you take those things into account, this is doing very, very well right now, which I'm thrilled to see, because that means the fans are actually enthusiastic.
Look at that. Oh, I didn't notice that before. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. Yeah. There's his name. He's on the cover. That's so fucking cool. I genuinely didn't see this until I pulled this up right now. Even though I've been seeing all the promo, all that, like, that's so cool. I'm genuinely stoked for that. That's awesome.
It's really exciting to see.
So just, I mean, this might be too inside baseball, so feel free to be like, that's a trade secret, but it's more just math. Are you seeing more sales of your, like, collector's one, or are you moving like a bunch of the regular, or like, what is it normally for you guys? I have no idea. But when you said that's good for the zine, I'm just checking. Like, I want more.
I don't know the actual back end numbers in terms of which one is selling how many. However, if I were to hazard a guess, the standard one is certainly selling more. And
I'm sure.
Tends to always be the case.
Yeah.
We do fairly limited print runs of the collector's edition. Like, I put out a post earlier this, I think it was late morning, that the collector's edition version of zine number 4 was down to under 50 copies.
Wow.
And so, like, that's almost sold out, and that number jumped just within like the last 24 hours, because a lot of people are like doing a little bit of catch up, right? So they're picking up 5 because they're like, oh shoot, I want that, and they're like, shoot, I didn't get 4 yet. So
well, and you guys also threw I saw you guys threw 4 up here, or no, that's number 2. Oh, you threw all of them up here. I didn't see all of them
listed there in the
because that's what I was about to say. It's like, well, of course, number 4 was up there, but I went, oh, it's number 2, and then all of them are there. So that's how you do it, guys. That's the smart move, right? It's if you got your product, it's like the Amazon related items. You just throw it out there, and people go, oh yeah, I should grab one of those, right? And then boom, 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 it's an easy sale. So that makes sense. With that, okay. I guess final thing I really want to ask, obviously, as we know, RippaVerse's future is really dependent on the reception, on, what people out there feel about Blue Shift or the character or the storyline, all that fun stuff. All of that aside, now let's just play hypothetical here, because we don't know how he's being received quite yet, because the people haven't read it yet. Correct. What are you looking for in his future? Like, do you have plans for his future? Would you want, if this doesn't go, great, do you have any other plans for him? What are you thinking for Blue? Because this is important. Like, this is your baby.
It very much is. The characters that I created in here are very much my babies, and I have big plans for them. So much so that I actually have quite a bit of stuff already pre-written, and kind of like ready to go, barring any like minor pivots or tweaks that might need to happen. Like, I am ready to move forward with this if people want more. If this, continues to sell as it is, which is already doing, again, stellar, and then people actually get it, and then they actually like it, and then they give us that feedback that says, hey, we actually want more of this schmuck, instead of being like, okay, that was a one and done, right? Because that's always possible. But if they say, hey, we want more, if Eric were to ask me, hey, like, what do you have in your head for the future of this character? I'd be like, well, let me tell you, I've actually got quite a bit.
Boom!
And
boom!
So I front-loaded a lot of work. What people actually don't know, I've actually been working on this character at varying levels for the better part of like the last 2 years.
Yep.
I've taken a very long time to build out the lore surrounding the character, designing the character, building up all the characters that are going to be part of his main supporting cast. I've been working on this for quite a while. I've been working on this since, like, I want to say like ISOM 2, or just somewhere in between ISOM 1 and 2. Like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna freaking do this. And at some point, if I get the opportunity to make a pitch to Eric, this is what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And so over the last couple of years, I've been building on this, and within the last, I want to say year and a half, like, I really kicked it into high gear.
I'd say year and a half at this point now. What are we in, August? Yeah, we've been talking about your.
Right.
I remember when we started talking about your pitch, right? So like that was
before I ever got greenlit to even do a pitch. I was like, like, all right, this is because you and I are of similar minds when it comes to speedsters. We're both big fans of the archetype, and so I was bouncing ideas off you because we could look at things from a different angle while still enjoying the
coming from like the same goal, like if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And therefore getting that second opinion from someone who actually like is really inserted within this type of material.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like in the last year or so, I've really kicked it into high gear.
He
Because
really
then
has.
I did my, when did I do my pitch? I think my pitch was at like the beginning of the year.
It was at the beginning of
or,
the
like,
year. It
very
was
end of last year, one of the two. So within like the last maybe 8-9 months. And you know, I'm blessed to be in the position that I am right now, to be honest. And I'm really excited for people to actually get to check it out. The fact that this is actually a thing is pretty remarkable.
You had your pitch meeting in December of last year.
It was December. Okay.
That's what my messages say. But yeah. But then I remember it got like delayed a couple times, so it might have been like the beginning of January, but I think it was right at the end of December. So
Yeah.
like this is kind of like something I wanted to highlight because it's a testament to the workflow of the RippaVerse, right? Because Andrew, again, before Eric even asked for anything, like Andrew's doing his own thing for years, that doesn't count. But as soon as Eric said like, or not said, but like gave the open opportunity and Andrew was like, oh, I can go pitch to him. It was like a process, like Andrew said, of less than a year to get from pitch to approval to everything out to this stuff is done. It's ready. Like it's printing right now. Like again, you guys know RippaVerse isn't a crowdfunder, right? Like this is just if you want it, buy it. It's limited campaigns, I guess is what you would say. Is that the best way to describe it? I have no idea what these are anymore. And not just you guys. Like a lot of companies do this nowadays. So
the best way to look at it is just a pre-order campaign. Usually by the time you're launching the pre-order campaign or collection, however you want to call it, we're either in the final like proofreading phase for the print proof or whatever, or it's like been sent off to the printer. Like
right, yeah.
Line art's done, colors are done, all of that. We're basically like, all right, let's make sure there's no errors in the lettering and all of that. Let's make sure there's last checks on the art and whatnot.
Ultimate Spider. Otherwise, you get an Ultimate Spider-Man, right? Incursion, where half
God.
I'm gonna go find that right now because I know you just talked about it on your account, but I don't think we ever showed everybody here like the actual
the
comparison. Yeah.
Oh man, that was remarkable. That was genuinely remarkable. And it was funny because we just laughed it off here, but I was just like, wow, that was that entire print run.
My favorite,
right?
but my favorite part, it was the entire, or part of it, because you were the only person still I've ever seen talk about that, right? Mm-hmm. And like, at least for me,
nobody's reading Incursion.
I think that might be what it is, honest to God, because like, as part of I don't hang out really when it comes to comic books, I talk to you, right? Like, that's my main thing. So I don't follow accounts or yada yada. But as part of Bounding for like news tips or to see what's happening, I've got like AIPT and Bleeding Cool and just like all those news sources. Right. Nobody said anything about it. And I'm just like
for like cross-referencing research.
Exactly. But I was like, no way. Like nobody talked about this. Did Andrew buy the only copy in the world? Like literally the only physical copy in the world? I got mine in. I should check it.
You should.
I think we'll do that. We'll do that after the stream. Because I just realized that.
Cover, or maybe it was the whole run, so I don't know. That'd be interesting. I would be really interested.
This butthole has been promoting his work all day. I cannot find his damn tweet. There's 1,000,004 reaction tweets.
It might be honestly easier to find it in our chat.
I know. No, I've got it. I found it eventually, but I was like, man, I had to scroll like a significant 2 or 3 times. But I'll hold on to that until we're done with Blue Shift, because then we can jump from there. But so yeah, that's a testament, right, guys, to the speed of work, the dedication to the work, the what am I even trying to say here? The things flow really well right now at the RippaVerse, right? There's not things don't get like
we're trying to be a legitimate publisher, and so if you want to be a legitimate publisher, you kind of have to publish, and get your stuff out into your buyers, your fans' hands.
But we also know, and this is what I more mean, is more like do I have to point at Wolverine's Revenge again? We know how the big two even are, and that's why I brought up Ultimate Incursion, is they are really bad about getting things out on time, about saying, here comes a series, not, oh, you're going to order this cover. Just kidding.
Wasn't there another book that just recently got like delayed, if I remember correctly? I feel like a week or so ago we heard about something that was getting delayed by like a whole month or two, and I can't remember what book it was.
I can't either.
Was it Fantastic Four?
No, it can't be, because like that's still rolling. Was it? I have no idea. I know we talked about it. We did talk about it. Maybe somebody will
talk about it briefly.
But yeah, like the big two is notorious for announcing things and then they go into the ether. Or the one that, you know, it made me angry, but it was like I was okay with it because at least I liked the other cover. But I brought it up on one of our shows where I pre-ordered the Ryan Gonzalez Jeff cover, and Ryan Gonzalez is that artist who does a lot of the like what's it, like Lisa Frank style covers that I like to share. And I was like, cool, that's the cover I want. At some point, Marvel flipped and they said, oh, that cover is going to go on like issue 2. And now we're going to send you like the Tokidoki cover, who is the artist for Marvel Rivals. So it's still good, but I'm like, that's not the one I wanted per se. And I was like, what if I'd have like, you know, like what the hell are you guys doing over there? So it too, like Ted here, you know, the pace brings up, the pace of production has kicked up impressively. It, like for the RippaVerse, absolutely, but even more so, like, yeah, they're producing, but they're doing it well, right? It's that embodiment of that phrase of, do you want it done right or do you want it done fast? And but then, you know, in the world of business, as you know, Andrew, like the goal is to try and balance those two as best as you can.
Those as well as like with price as
right.
well. So
with
like
price, with reality, right?
Do you want it bad? Do you want it good? Right. So it's like, it's, you know, it's a huge balancing act. It's very difficult to do. Thankfully, the more successful that you are, and we have our fans to thank for that, we get to have a little bit more to work with on the negotiating table when it comes to shipping deals, when it comes to, you know, print deals and things like that. And that's fantastic. And we only have the fans to thank for it. Because if we didn't have that much like support, then we wouldn't have the negotiating power that we do.
No, and again, like that is just a testament to you guys. That is all hard work. That is you guys delivering. It's none of this is like, oh, Eric knew some people who knew some people and we got a bunch of like great deals, right? I mean, he might have like known somebody to get an in, but like
in those industries, like in shipping, like fulfillment, in printing, all of that, like no, we didn't, at least to my knowledge. So
same here. Yeah,
to my knowledge, he didn't have any of those connections. So he was having to like learn these things on the fly. He had to teach himself that part of the business. It's very much similar to like, say, Todd McFarlane when he was, you know, bringing up Image at first, right? Where it's like he had to all of a sudden start learning these different aspects of the business, because now he's not just the guy that's turning in line art and then, all right, wash my hands of that, I'm going to go to the next page now or the next cover. Like, no, you have to learn all these other facets if you're going to be running a business, or you're going to have to hire people to handle those facets for you. And there's going to be a cost to that.
Someday I want them to do like a really good deep dive, either book or documentary series into Image, because, and this only got in my head because of Todd, but it's like, remember like when Image founded, it was like 10 of them, right? And they were all like like EIC runner founders of the company. I wonder what that just sort of like early hierarchical, like not battle in a bad sense, but like that rough period of like trying to iron out how this is all working. It must have been like a nightmare for a little while, right? Like, Todd said something, Mark said something, Rob said something, Jim said something. Oh my God, what are we doing over here?
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was kind of a mess. It was probably a freaking circus when it comes to the business end of things at first in those early days.
Yeah. So with that, I have 2 last questions for you, Andrew, and then we can get into some decisively worse comic book related things to talk about. But one, is this the end of NDA Andrew? Is there any hope of you? And I say hope because I want you to move. Not that it's a bad place to be where you are now, but I just want to see my boy all upward and onward. are you still going to be the social media manager, the creative manager? Or are you finally going to go on to the roster? Are you being called up to the game?
So I love what I do.
I know. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not denigrating it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I didn't think you were. I love being surrounded by and working alongside of all these talented creatives every day, whether it's on the art side, whether it's on the writing side, our video editing team, all of that. I've learned so much from all of them.
Oh yeah.
Beyond like the base knowledge that I had to work with going into it. Like I had to teach myself and be taught by observing and asking questions and learning from all of them. And that's been a fantastic experience. And it's a lot of tools that I got to add to my belt.
Yeah.
That being said, at some point, I would like to at least like delegate social media.
Of course.
To somebody
Yeah.
else. And I would like to be able to then divert the time that I spend on all of that to doing more writing. I would eventually like to become a far more core member of the writing and
The like creative team.
However,
Yeah.
that literally only happens if the book does well and people actually enjoy the book. And it's like, oh, we'll actually maybe have a little bit of credibility now. And so like, hey, maybe we'll give you a bit more responsibility on the writing side. And then, you know, it'll be an upward path, a growth path from there. That would be my hope, because I think personally, the fans can tell me otherwise when they get the book and they read it and whether or not they enjoy it or think it's any good. But I feel I have more to offer as a creative than I do managing and doing social media stuff. Like
Absolutely.
Managing and leading the team is a incredibly valuable thing, and I value what I do there. But I would like to start to have the scales balance a little bit more, to have the creative stuff like take center stage.
Well, I mean, let's be real. No matter what job you're doing, social media manager is very much not like anybody's aspiration, right? You know what I mean? Like, unless you're one of those cool, like, probably the person who does like Sesame Street, who gets to pretend to be Elmo all day. That's probably like aspirational. But most people, understandably, are like, I'll do social media, but is it the most fulfilling thing? I'd probably say no. So that,
no,
I mean, that makes total sense. Of course, you'd want to eventually move on. We don't want you being, 70 and retweeting everything just to get some extra sales on a book.
For sure. But yeah, that would be my end goal, would be to be a more significant contributor to the creative team and to the world building. But that's something I have to earn. I have to earn that both in the fans' eyes, and I have to earn that on my supervisor's eyes.
Well, I'd say you've already earned it on Caro, Eric's side, because you're in the book. You're being published. They're giving you your shot.
This is my shot. Yeah.
So I mean,
we'll see if I continue to get to run with that baton.
I would get to run with it. Look at all these guys. You don't even know how many puns Andrew and I have been dropping over the course of Foil Variant. Like, once this book drops, like I have a compilation of like, here's where we were, being cheeky, but we got to get that book into your hands first. Andrew, I was going to say, like, or actually, no, not, I was, let me rephrase that. I think that's all I really want to ask about, like, Blue Shift. I'm super stoked for you to finally have it out there, that you and I can finally talk about this, that I can finally go, like, look at my boy. Like, I'm super stoked for you. What was damn it, I had something that I was going to say, and now it, like, completely blanked out of my head. But, this is our show. This is your show. Is there any last thing like you want to just say about, Blue Shift, about his story, about any of that, anything? Like, screw what I've been asking you. Like, this is your show, my friend. Like, what do you want the people to know?
This is a character very near and dear to my heart. He is very much meant to be a love letter to the speedster archetype, both in aesthetic, also narratively in some aspects. However, I will say he's much different from other speedsters, both in how his powers work, but also in who he is as a character. Who he is an individual, and he's going to go through quite the growth arc throughout the course of the stories that I have planned. And I think people are going to really enjoy this introduction to him. This is an early years introduction to him, because should I get to continue, he's going to be a few years older.
Time skip.
Yeah, in the main story. So
we see that a lot, right? Like it's the prequel, if you will. Yeah. It's like in I guess technically it's like Black Widow. where, you know, Black Widow takes place a couple of years before everything. Yada, 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 yada. I don't know why I'm explaining the concept of a time skip. We all understand that.
For sure. But yeah, I've got a lot planned. Hopefully the fans enjoy this enough that I get to continue along and move forward with those plans. I think Zephyr is a really fun character. People are going to like him. He's the type of character the RippaVerse genuinely needs. We need a lighthearted, vibrant, fun, positive superhero. And that's what I'm building Zephyr to be. Because we have a lot of like morally gray characters. We have some great villains. We have some great characters who are heroes. But I just want that like really bright spot that shines through the darkness. And that's what he's. That's
you want your Spider-Man. You want your Wally. You want your Kara. I'm not even just trying to name characters we like. Like those are just like the actual best examples of like what I'm talking.
My favorite characters.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, guys, that's really. I wanted to open the show with that because Andrew's been working on this for so long, and I have just been like, it sucks because. We've all probably been through this when you have something really cool that you know, but you can't talk to anybody about it, and you just gotta like keep it in for a little bit. So I'm excited for him to have finally gotten this out there. I know, like he's put in so much damn work, like for just this and beyond. So go check this out. Like it would be, I'm gonna say like foil variant endorsement. Duh, go get this thing. Go get the foil collector's edition of that cover. And yeah, guys, like. You can find the link down below, as always, with everything we have to offer, or not we, well, because I was going to say everything we have to offer through the RippaVerse and our social medias, but that's like grammatically incorrect. But you guys know what I mean. Anyway, go pick up Blue Shift. It's good comics. You guys know Andrew. At the very least, you're going to be like, that was a good attempt, right? Like, there's no way this is going to be a Tom King level disaster or an Ultimate Incursion level disaster.
Well, I don't believe in character deconstructionism, so you're definitely not.
I mean, you don't even have a character to deconstruct. So even if you did, I would be impressed. I would actually be impressed if you deconstructed a character.
To set up and deconstruct a character in one 16-page short story.
Like what? Honestly, like Tom King would like retire
now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like Tom King would like retire and be like, "Here's my bald like DC crown for you. Like it's yours now."
Tom King, hand me your Eisners now, right?
Tom King, that son of a bee. But yeah, guys, go check out Blue Shift. It is fantastic. There's just go look at the posters, go look at all the shirts. Like it's a noted bright spot, literally, amongst the RippaVerse offerings. Not that they're bad, but they're dark.
It's meant to have flair. It's meant to like really stand out. It's meant to pop. The design is meant to pop. It's meant to be kind of fancy. It's shiny. I like shiny.
Where do you think you are?
Variant. Of course I like shiny. So that like I applied all of those things into not just the character concept design, but also the world building. So
putting your money where your mouth is.
Poppy, shiny, and fun. That's what I was aiming for. So
ta-da!
Check
Wait,
it out.
am I going the right way? Ta-da! That's what I wanted to do. So yeah, check it out. It's down below. The campaign is open for a while now still, because it just started. So
it just started yesterday, so it's going to be going until I believe it's September 26th.
Yep, you got it right there. So check it out. Show Andrew some love if you've pre-ordered it. Grab the foil one. Let's get that one moving because it's foil. It's shiny. They look so good. Do you have with you right now a Horseman? Like the Virgin cover?
Oh, I do.
Yes, guys, you got to see this. This is, if you've never seen like a Rippa foil treatment, no worries. Like I got this. If you guys haven't seen like a Rippa foil treatment before, these guys, they nail it. And the one for the Horseman that they just did, which is spot foiled, it's Virgin. This thing is incredible. And as soon as Andrew has it up, I will put him.
Hopefully it pulls up and shows off nicely on the screen.
It should. Dude, look at that spot foiling. Oh, I didn't realize his brush, I guess is what it is. Yeah, like his brush is also matte. That's so cool. Yeah. That's the first one they've done of that.
So nicely. Yeah. This is our first Virgin cover. So no trade dressing.
Dude,
on the front there.
To me, what really sells it is they matted the black, like not the shadowing, but the like on his eyes, the overhang.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
like that sells it to me. Like that is like, oh, that makes it
Ultra
feel
attention to
3D.
detail.
Yeah.
That's ultra attention to detail. Shout out to our pre-press studio who handles all that, because like they and the printer who did a great job on it as well. Like this cover turned out really freaking nice. I'm like, dang, hopefully I get to like write Zephyr long enough for getting a virgin spot cover.
Well, you're gonna have to be like our boy Chad and go get like Ryan Stegman to do a cover and Brett Booth to get a cover and In-Hyuk Lee to do a cover. Like you didn't tell me about that one. Nobody told me about that one until like if you guys haven't seen Death Shroud, it's being sent through RippaSend. Go check it out. It's really cool. I recently did an interview with the creator, Chad Larson, to get him a little bit more like eyes on his book because I think it looks really cool. But he teamed with a lot of, or not teamed, but he commissioned a lot of seasoned comic book like vets to do his covers. And I asked him about it, Andrew. I was like, why? Like, what was that about? And he was like, well, I knew that if I was gonna come onto the scene, I needed to like show out and show up. And I was like, that's like, it was probably a really pricey investment.
A winner's mentality.
It is exactly like it was probably really pricey.
He believes in his work.
And it's great. Like Stegman delivered a great cover. Brett Booth delivered a great cover.
Design as well.
Stegman did like 3 covers or like a bunch of different images. It's crazy. But
he also did some, I believe he also did some concept design.
That's what I mean. Yeah. He was a lot of the concept stuff. But then In-Hyuk Lee, he does a lot of covers. We've all seen them before, but he's pretty good. And it looks really good. Go check it out through RippaSend. I'll probably bring it up when we do our closeout because we've got a couple things to highlight when we get out of here. But that's all for later. Until then, let's why don't we get back to our regularly scheduled foil variants. And first, before we kick off everything, before we get into our books for this week, let's say hi to everybody who has been awesome enough to join us thus far on one of our like best starting like on time streams in a long time. I think we did pretty well this week. So
I think we did too for the most part. Right?
Aside from, again, we've solved it before we went live, but the camera issue happened again where Andrew was just like blank, but we still were here. We were still here. All right, let's see. Who else is here with us? Andrew, we have Tehillim saying shalom and good to see you all. What's up to you, my brother? How are you doing out there? Let's see. We've got Freaking Punk. He says Daredevil number 23 with the cover A by John Romita and Scott Hanna was the only comic I bought this week. It's really kind of a light week. Like there's really, even the books that came out, there's not a lot to talk about. You'll see when we get into it.
A portion of my stack was just like second copies because they were variants. Like I got the Campbell Johnny Storm variant for Fantastic Four number 2 because I had to, because obviously Campbell.
It's Campbell.
Johnny is really the only member of the Fantastic Four I've ever had much of an affinity for.
I love Johnny. I love everybody but the Thing. I've never really had an affinity for the Thing.
Yeah, he's not my jam either. He's not my.
I like him, right? Like he's a good character, and I like when he interacts with people and stuff. But he's just
dynamic with the rest of the team for sure.
That's
cool, but on his own, he's not my bag. And then I don't even know if I'm going to end up reading it, but I bought 2 copies of Supergirl number 4 because I didn't realize or had forgotten, one of the two, that freaking Art Germ was doing 2 variant covers for issue 4.
You didn't forget that. That was, I swear to God, that was a last second change because that doesn't feel right. We would have, you and I specifically, with it being Art Germ, Supergirl, and a variant cover, you and I would have absolutely have seen this, and we absolutely would have been like, oh man, you have to buy another one, because that's like, we laugh about that all the time, where it's like, oh man, haha, you have to buy that Peach cover, haha, you have to buy that, Campbell cover.
Another copy of Amazing Spider-Man.
I mean,
Girl Peach did a cover.
I had to buy 2 copies of this piece of shit. Like,
yeah.
This book is bad. This cover is amazing, guys. Like, this is just miles aside in the book.
Good.
Like,
it's a really good Peach cover.
Really good cover. Best thing about this crossover so far. Like, this thing sucks. We will get into it.
You're not even kidding. It's not good. I don't.
I tried to.
Is it 4?
I don't know if it's 4 or 5. I think it's 5. But even it's really, really dumb.
2.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have to read number 3.
This should have. Yeah, this should have been a one shot. Do like a big one shot and whatever, and then it's over, and we don't have to deal with it ever again.
This is having no bearing on anything else right now in the Ultimate Universe. I don't care.
It's a super embarrassing outing. We'll dive into it as soon as we say hi to all of you guys. But yeah, like my pull list was mostly variants. I got the Laura J.
Nice.
Scott. I got the Magic J. Scott. And then I got this Fantastic Four cover by that artist I like, Rose Besh.
You know,
and
I saw that cover at my shop, and I was like, I bet you anything Matt picked that up.
Yep, 1000%. I almost picked up the Virgin, but I was like, it's $25. I gotta cut. Like, I spent a lot at Comic-Con. Like, I'll just go for the trade dress this time.
You gotta balance it somewhere.
Exactly.
Right?
But I will admit, I told you this, guys. There is or here, let me go pull it up real quick. What was it this week? Was it Magic number 8? Yeah, that's what we got. This made me so like angry, guys. Yeah, angry is probably the best way to describe it. But let's go over to the browser. Oh, hey, what's going on, Blue Shift? You didn't make me mad. You make me exceptionally happy. That's not the window with him. This is. Okay, so you guys, I've probably. Yeah, I know I've talked to you about this, but for those of you out there who don't know, this type of cover is by Russell Dodderman. He's done a series of these. It is, I really, really like them because if you know me, it's, I love alternate costumes. So it's just sort of like a cool gallery of like all these looks we've seen. He's done Magic, he's done Cyclops, he's done Black Cat, Wasp, a bunch of these like different ones. And I saw that this was coming out and I went, oh, cool. It's going to be on the shelf. It's just a 1 in 50 variant. And I went, I'll pick that up. Normally, I would expect like a 1 in 50 variant to maybe be 25. Like maybe. But this was 50. And I was just like, I'm not spending 50 on a regular trade. Like, no way, man. Like a 1 in 50, like absolute, like not happening there. So like I put that back and then I was like, what?
That's a bit much.
Right. But then I was like standing there with just these three. And I was like, well, this feels dumb. And so then I was like, okay, fine. I'll get Laura. Like that's a compromise. We can get
buy the extra. What was that variant? $5?
Like $5. Yeah. And I mean, it's J. Scott at the end of the day, whatever. And of this set, like once we get them all together, whichever ones you and I get, like putting them up together like this and like,
oh yeah, they'll look great.
It's gonna be really, really cool.
They'll look great.
But yeah,
this week also supposed to be the Carnage one.
Yeah, did you not get it?
My shop didn't have it.
What is with your shop not getting the like? I wonder if your shop's not ordering the male ones. Well, no, because you got Johnny.
Yeah.
Because I know you didn't get Venom.
My shop also didn't have Venom.
Right, because now I have the Venom for you, and
yeah, so I don't usually get to my shop until around 3:30 in the afternoon. So it's possible that they're sold out. But usually, when my shop is sold out of a variant or a book, like that space will be on the wall, and there will be the card there that writes what was actually in.
Oh wow,
space.
That's interesting. Mine just leaves it empty.
That's fair. But yeah, it's just been like everything is lined up. There's the books. There just has been no variants for those. So I'm curious why that is. Yeah, I missed out on both Venom and Carnage. What the heck?
Well, I got to go get you a Carnage one now, but I have your Venom. So at least you've got that one. At least we're settled on that one. But yeah, because I remember I went into the shop this week and I saw the Carnage one up there. And I remember it stuck out because you and I talked about it. Remember? Because like why don't we just like pull it? Carnage JSC. Am I in the right window? Nope, but I can do it in just a second. Oh, cool. We can go to like his actual website and get the real one, the not gross muddied one. But yeah, like so
that looks so good.
Yeah, so a couple weeks back when JSC revealed all these, this was actually one I sent to Andrew and I went, I actually sent it to him because I was like, I don't really like this one. Not that it's bad. It just doesn't. Yeah, and I actually told Andrew, I was like, I'm happy that he showed off this one because this was the first one that I looked at that was like, this is not the business for me. That I went, oh, I don't have to collect all of them. Thank God. Thank God I have one where I can go, no.
But then like permission to you.
Yeah, exactly. But then surprisingly, Andrew went, oh, I love it. I want that one. So then I was at the shop and I was like, oh yeah, Carnage. I'll just go back and get another one. I'm sure they have a zillion of them. They also
have quite a bit.
My shop is pretty dang good. Like I
pretty heavily.
They do. Okay, they do. But then this Wednesday, so I've been going more and more lately, like at opening, because I got to grab like a specific variant that we didn't get through Midtown or something, or I'm looking for something for us. And I've been noticing like, and this is like what I'm laughing about when you were talking about the card that your shop puts up when it's out. Mine doesn't do that, but I've seen like these last 3 weeks, guys like coming in and they'll grab one book and it's like one issue off of the slot, and that's the only issue of whatever that damn book was. And I'm like, that's really, really weird. I'm sure everybody here has seen the weird Chasing Amy comic that came out this week, or at least was like on shelves this week. Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy.
Something about that.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody post like a cover for it, and I was like, but why?
Why? Yeah. I'm like 2002 lesbian rom-com. Like, what are we doing? It's 2025. What's happening? But that was one. A guy yesterday, we were walking in together and he goes up and he grabs it. That was the only copy. And I was like, all right, very, very odd. I've never worked in a shop, so I don't know how ordering goes, but shout out. I know we have a couple guys who watch and a couple friends in like our circle who do work at them. So if you got any insight, let us know. Let's see. We also have Clone Geek. What's up, Clone Geek? Clone Geek says Revan is going to be in a Lego Star Wars special along with Cal Kestis. I'm not even joking. Also, Jackson will be in it.
I did actually see that earlier.
Who the hell is Jackson?
Jackson, I'm not sure, but Cal and Revan are literally 2 out of my 3 favorite characters in Star Wars, Obi-Wan being the 3rd. So, like, that's honestly reason enough for me to get this game.
I don't think this is a game. I think it's one of their animated things, because he said it's a Lego Star Wars special.
Yeah, it's a Lego Star Wars special movie,
But like
the last Lego Star Wars movie was pretty fun.
Well, that's what I was about to say, is like the Lego Star Wars brand is actually pretty damn good. Like,
it's better than like the main Star Wars brand.
It's actually like
the bar is low.
The bar is low, but it is still like it's a significant jump. It just doesn't seem like it because it is so big, right? Like, but like I've laughed more and had like enjoyed Star Wars more playing a Lego Star Wars game than I have seeing with anything in recent memory outside of the Fortnite season, which was still super weird, and I'm still not ready to deal with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ted said, there was something that Ted said that I wanted to highlight. There he goes. Ted is here. He said, I nabbed myself a collector's edition for sure, which is great. That he's talking about RippaZine 5. Ted, I also realized I was trying to make a joke earlier by throwing you in with EBS, but I also don't know if that came across, and I didn't want to like unfairly throw you under the bus, because Ted was making a joke about Blue Shift being a redhead, and he said that redhead detective, RippaVerse going to turn him black, just making a commentary on the general
10 years,
trend.
nah, man, we'll do it in 5.
Yeah, and so I if you weren't here, I roped him in. I was like, oh, people who don't know, like Ethan and Ted. I was trying to joke, buddy. I don't know if it came off wrong, but love you. I love you too out there. Let's see. We've got Chuck. Chuck says, damn it, I'm late. Hey, better late than never. That's as long as you're hanging out with us, we love to see you. Exactly. We have Timon saying, what's up? Welcome aboard, our friend. Subhuman is here saying the RippaVerse haters are seething. Yeah, I mean, we see it every time, right? Anytime the RippaVerse announces anything, the CG remnants, I guess is what we could call it now, like the dying cult of CG, they come out in droves and they take just the most disingenuous stances. Like,
there's a contingency of people online that anytime we release something, or that people that we're cool with releases something, that they're not cool with releases something, it's kind of like just this rotating, all right, who's up next, right, who's the target next.
I mean, you and I, throughout this last year, every other day, it's like, well, you're like, oh, I finished a new page on Zephyr, and I'm like, hell yeah, who do you think's gonna hate it first when it comes out? And I'm like, well, we have like 7 names where we're like, they're gonna get it, they're gonna get it, they're gonna get it, blah, 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 blah.
It's gonna be this like whole thing, and it not unexpectedly is, and that's what, it was always gonna happen. It happened to Eric, then it happened to even Chuck.
I know.
Mike. It happened to the Saskas. It happened to Caro. I'm just up next. They passed the baton to me.
See, it's a rite of passage. See, now this is how you get onto the creative team. Obviously there are a bunch of people who are just crapping their pants for no reason. They don't read comic books. They have no basis in their critiques except for Eric Bad. I'm not really going to give them a lot of thought or energy or attention, but the one thing I do want to point out, because like this just makes me laugh, this is something you and I have talked about for ages, is a lot of people I have seen, I don't know about you, but a lot of people are coming out going like, oh, red hair on a speedster, flat like Wally ripoff, blah blah blah, and it's like,
what color would you like the
that's
hair
exactly what I'm trying to like.
Please,
the RippaVerse isn't in real life, guys. There are 4 hair colors.
Like, would you like it to be pink or blue? I know exactly what you'd call me if I did that.
Yeah, exactly. You would call him woke SJW, blah blah blah, and then all the RippaVerse fans who aren't terminally online would go, "Oh, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not what we want from the RippaVerse." So, yeah, like if you'd have made a blonde, they would have said he was ripping off Barry. If you'd have made him brown-haired, Bart. If you'd have made him white-haired, Pietro. If you'd have made him black-haired, somebody would have locked on to Rapid, the new speedster that's supposed to come out in like Spider-Man.
Or John Fox, but you guys don't know
yeah,
because none of y'all read
none of y'all know our Dorito man. You don't know the counseling, the bridges, the hours, countless nights Andrew and I have sat up arguing over whether John Fox's design is cool. It's not, but I love pissing off Andrew.
Coming to blows with
I was gonna go, all right, NetNavi, plug in, we're settling this like men. Let's see. Oh, Timon says, I will wait for the RippaVerse to grow and expand beyond the U.S. borders. Then it will be the RippaVerso over here in Brazil. You already have Brazilian talent with you. Translation won't be an issue. What are you guys' like current plans for that? I'm not saying like you should have them. That's a big ask, but I'm sure you guys are thinking about it. Yeah.
Undertaking.
Yeah.
To go into other
like
countries,
a foreign market.
Foreign markets that have not English as their primary language, right? To where, whether it's in an Asian market or it's in one of the European markets where they don't, it's not an English speaking country, right? So you're going to like Germany or
Czechoslovakia,
like that, right?
Whatever.
Yeah, anywhere English is not the primary spoken language and primary written and read language, there are a lot of hurdles and there are a lot of speed bumps that are involved with that.
Yeah.
Because you have to, if you're going to do that, you probably want to set up distribution specifically there, because international shipping is a bitch. It's incredibly expensive. Most creatives lose on shipping, are taking hits, like they're eating part of the cost on international shipping. And then on top of that, you got to translate the thing, right? So you got to pay a translator, and you got to also have, you got to make sure that it's being translated properly. So you also have to have somebody who understands both. That's where proper localization comes into play, right? To where it's like, okay, does this actually, so you translated it in the literal sense, but does it actually read well? Does it actually make sense now? Not just like words are in the same order.
Yeah.
Because that, in people who speak multiple languages will know that you could throw something into Google Translate and sometimes it's going to kick back. Yes, technically it's literally translating individual word, but that's not how people who speak or read that language or write that language would actually say it.
I run it, one of that, like being in journalism and like specifically in our sphere, I see so many people who, especially during whenever Ubisoft pops up, because they are a French company, they will, give interviews in French, and there will be big French things about them. And so many people will like jump on a Google Translate of what they said, and they're like, oh, they said that they're going to burn down everything. They fucking hate the West. And I listen to it. I speak French, and I'm like, they said that they were like burning. Do you? Oh yeah, I speak French. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had
know that.
I had to I had to to graduate from college in an English degree. You had to have a year of some foreign language, and then I put it off until like the very last second. So I walked and I graduated, but then they were like, but before you get your diploma, you got to do this. So I had to take an intensive. It was 10 months of 2 years of French. So like I like got thrown into the deep end, so it just like sticks with me. I know it all, I read it all, but that's the I read it and I'm like, you guys have no idea what you're saying. So it the translation is a big part. And that's the fun stuff we're talking about, right? Like distribution, translation, fun stuff. We're not even getting into the things where like I remember from my days in corporate America when we would open offices and start distributing things in other countries. There, you know, you got to go through legal teams. You got to make sure all of your material it flies by their laws. All of your contracts are by their laws. And, you know, you might have a great lawyer up here who understands all that, but then, you know, now you got to pay one lawyer down in Brazil to file something for you. Like, it's not necessarily impossible difficult, but it's tedious, and it's a lot of investment, both time and money. Maybe if they could, maybe if Blue Shift does amazingly, they can start talking about that. But it does take a lot. But I'm sure at some point we'll be here in another year. Last year we were having this show, no Blue Shift. Next year we'll have a show and we'll finally have international distribution.
Right. For sure.
Let's see. Punk says, I emailed the guy at the comic store to place an order for the JSC Psylocke and Black Widow covers, along with the Peach and Jeong Lee covers of Black Cat #1. Okay, first of all, I got totally confused because I was pulling this up because I thought you were talking about the covers for Batman versus Deadpool, or Batman / Deadpool, which is coming out. And because we've been getting a lot of more reveals of those, and
I saw I'm pretty sure it was a panel from,
and I want to pull them up,
the Deadpool and Batman one, or Batman and Deadpool, whatever, that was like, if it's a real panel, it's pretty hysterical.
I haven't seen any panels. I've only seen covers so far, right? Like,
let's see if I have it. I don't remember my phone.
In case you guys don't know, while Andrew and I are both pulling our respective things up, Marvel and DC have finally decided, okay, we're going to team up again. We're going to do a crossover. And this September, in actually 1 month, we get a new crossover, Batman Deadpool, written primarily by... Oh, come on. Please tell me that's a real panel. If that's a real panel...
If that's a real panel, it's hilarious.
Damn, that's
that book.
Okay, hold on.
For that panel.
This is great. But so, obviously, for those of you who don't know, Batman Deadpool, first Marvel DC crossover since the Amalgam days. Like, it has been a long time. It's really stupid. I've covered it kind of on Bounding, but like Tom Brevoort's talked about it over the years, and his excuse is like people are going, why don't you cross over? There's a lot of things you could do. And he just goes, there's no interest in it. There's no reason to do it. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, Tom,
and then they put out that re-release of the omnibus,
and
right? It sold out to the point where it oversold. Okay, it's funny you took that angle, but I was gonna make the same point, but I was gonna say to the point where it sold so much that when they had to trash that first run, they had to they lost a shitload of money because they had so many pre-orders out there. It was really, really bad for them. But okay, so yeah, written by Grant Morrison, primarily with art by Dan Mora. There are a bunch of backup stories in it that we will, I guess, probably just look at for a second here. But this is the panel that Andrew just shot over to me. Not you, Carnage. Go away. This is pretty great. It looks to be amazing.
Batman helping Black Cat out of a vent, while Catwoman, obviously it's one of those it's not what it looks like situations, but it's great. I really like this art style. This is very Chichetto DeMeo.
Yeah, it feels
DeMeo and Chichetto. Like right on there. But in case you guys didn't see, that is what I was trying to pull up. Is it in this window or is it
Felicia looks great there.
Felicia looks fantastic. She's got that playfulness, right?
Well, she's got that smug smirk on her face. She knows what this looks like.
Yeah, she's
she doesn't care.
She's what are you gonna do about it? Is this?
I mean, she and Selena are cut from the same cloth, so
I think. Oh yeah, absolutely, the same type of archetype. I think, is this all of them? No, this is the new ones from today. Where are the old ones? Because the old ones are pretty cool themselves. Whatever, they're all over the place, but instead of wasting all of our time, let's just look at the ones that they released today, because they were actually pretty cool. Have you seen any of them aside from the one I showed you, Andrew?
Oh my God. I don't think so.
Will you please pull up normally and stop? Polygon, you have a really bad site. I want you to know that. I want you to feel bad.
Those sites have really bad sites.
Oh my God. Watch. This is what's happening right now, everybody. I'm going to I'll show you what is happening on my window when I'm trying to pull this up. We have what is happening? Why is this going all the way to the right side?
That is ridiculous.
I
did see that cover. Yeah, I did see that one.
That's cool, and I want to show everybody the gallery, but that one is not. Nobody wants to
Can
work
you
with me.
open image in new tab?
Probably I can do that, but there's going to be a lot, because there's a lot of them. So I was hoping there was just a quick way for us to news. Maybe there will be something here. All of Fantastic Four's villains. We don't care about that. You guys aren't helpful at all. Polygon, come on. Does this one work? Nope, that's the exact same one I was just looking at. So anyway, here's the main cover at the very least by Greg Capullo, who is fantastic. You can really never go wrong with a Capullo piece. Final 3 covers for Deadpool, Batman. No, because there was more that you guys released today. Oh, here we go. There's a whole bunch of them that we can look at just on DC's website, and we can kind of go through them. All right, so yeah, they released a Dan Mora cover, which is pretty great. It's, Bats versus Deadpool. Can't really go wrong with anything done by Dan Mora. Then you have this Doctor Strange and Constantine by Hayden Sherman, who is the artist from Ultimate or Absolute Wonder Woman, who we're fine with, or we deal with it. We're not the biggest fans, but we
love the paneling.
But at least it's not offensive to our senses, though. But
the style itself is just it's not ideal for me.
Right, but it's not something like Giuseppe's art or whatever his name is, right? The guy who does Absolute Superman and Flash that we don't like the fill-in artist, that guy's art offends us and makes me go, I don't want to see it. Or Greg Land, right? We have Bruno Redondo doing a really cool Laura and Nightwing cover. I wish I could be more excited about this, but they announced that one of the stories in there is Wolverine, Laura, and Nightwing by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. So it's just a continuation of that last pre-all-in Nightwing run, which was not good. It was not the business. We have Amanda Conner, who I personally really like from her days on Power Girl, doing just sort of a fun all-you-can-eat with Harley.
Amanda Conner's a great artist.
I love Amanda Conner, and it bums me out that she is now the Harley girl, because she used to draw Harley before the New 52 swap, right? And that's what she got.
She drew Harley before Harley was made mainstream pop culture, cosplay bait.
Yep. What is that? Daddy's Little Monster or whatever it is.
Yeah, we're just gonna make her, DC's female Deadpool.
Seriously.
And, somehow more insufferable. It's just, I don't know how you managed that, but you did, DC. Good job.
But yeah, now I'm sad because
she's just strictly associated with her now. But Amanda Conner's a really great artist.
Have you ever read that Power Girl run that she did, with the new Terra, the black-haired Terra? If not, you and I have to talk, because I got a trade to buy you, because that is one of the best Power Girl stories in a long time. Oh, there's Nate Mins, Coney Cram, whatever. So then we have who is this one? This is, I believe, Lee Bermejo. He does a lot of covers, but we've got Doom versus Joker. This probably goes super hard in every Mexican kid's bedroom. Every Mexican kid is super stoked for this right now. He's oh my God, best thing I've ever seen. Millions of these recreations at swap meets. I see him right now, 100%. A great, I gotta say, man, Mark Brooks he's really made a jump in his composition, and it shows. I've been liking a lot of his stuff way more lately.
Well, yeah, I bought that the Marvel swimsuit special short box.
I did too. It's the new one I bought.
His side.
Yeah, the Adam Hughes side, whatever.
That's the one. Yeah, Adam Hughes was on the other side, and it's a great piece. But
no, absolutely.
It was the Brooks one that sold it for me, and I was like, man, Brooks can be super obnoxious on social media, but he's a genuinely good artist, and he has upped his game, just as you said.
And we've talked about it before, but in case you guys don't know what we're referencing, if you go back and look at a lot of his Immortal X-Men era work, so Mark Brooks this is what a lot of artists are like this, right? If you go back and you look at their early stuff, they are very house style-y, right? Like they play closer to what you expect. Like Greg Land actually used to draw actual art. Dude, it is weird to see him like.
Was the last time he did that on Nightwing?
If not specifically Nightwing, like that, like within 1 or 2 years of that run ending, because pretty much he went to Marvel like right after that, and then he had like 2 years where he was doing a lot of house style-y stuff, and then he locked into the like, oh, I can use like reference models, but then that wasn't too bad. You could tell, but it was like, okay, it's still comic booky. But then we got the digital age. And once we got to digitization, whatever he starts applying to his art makes it look just like weird Photoshop clone copy It sucks. But
then we get Ultimate Power, right?
Oh, we get Ultimate Power. Oh my god. Oh, that book is so stupid. Where like all of Nick Fury in that book is just like movie shots of Samuel L. Jackson. It's kind of bonkers.
It is, yeah.
Reeve is here with a surprise question. Andrew, are Zephyr's parents supposed to be you and Emma?
No such luck. Zephyr's dad is built a little differently than I am. But he's got a few pounds on me.
I don't know. I mean, he looks just like Peter Parker. That is also you as well. But I believe we already know his mom, right? Maybe? I don't know. I thought we did. I think I got my characters mixed up, but check out Blue Shift to see what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not giving you any more spoilers than I need to. But let's see. We have Jim Chung dropping a great Wonder Woman Captain America piece. Like, you can't go wrong with Jim. We have, the Dragoda.
Dragoda Bats there looks like really good.
He's so good at like the Batman.
He's also got the like his fist is coming around the other
with his batarangs.
Yeah,
he's
about to mess people up.
I also like that Dragoda used the classic Punisher outfit that uses like the teeth are like belt like pouches and stuff that he used to do. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, they're like the canisters.
Yep.
On his belt,
and also like I can't help but draw the comparison. It is kind of like Bats versus Bruce Wayne, like Ultimate Bats versus or Absolute Bats versus Absolute Wayne.
Well, honestly, like because Absolute Batman is like not too many steps removed from being Punisher.
Actually, he might give current Punisher like a run for his money, like genuinely.
Maybe, yeah.
A Jenny Frison cover with Storm and Wonder Woman. Good technically, I guess, but it's kind of boring to me. It just they're there.
I like Diana there. Something about Aurora isn't clicking with me, which makes me sad because I know
that's like your
more as a character than I do Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman, but like I love Storm.
I'm feeling that too, and like I don't know what it is either.
She feels very flat, and I'm not talking the size of her chest. I'm talking just the image itself. Feels kind of flat. It doesn't feel like there's any dimension to
That's what I was about to say is like I think a lot of it is in the face because if we look at Diana, she's got like blush and like shading and the like darkness on her chin.
There are more defined lines there.
We go to Storm, she's got the shading, but it's not as prominent, right? Like essentially black don't crack, but that translates to a flat piece.
I think what it is here, now that I'm getting a closer look at it, so it's a combination of not utilizing the shading there in the coloring, but also everything on Aurora there has the same line weight.
You're right. Oh, wow.
That's why we're not seeing any dimension there. It's all the same line weight.
And like for a good example of what we're talking about, everybody, like
the line weight on the hair is the same as the line weight on her face and on her mask, which should technically be more forward.
And then like the line weight on the straps here, and then the like pendant, they're all the same weight. Which is like, shouldn't the pendant be thicker because it's sticking out, if you will, or the cape thinner because it's supposed to be lightweight? I think you nailed it right there. Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
It's a line weight issue.
What did we get? Oh, we got Gambit and Damien by Andy Kubert, which is, I just liked it for the the playing card. Like he's using the giant Joker playing card, which is pretty great. Clever. Jay Lee with a now both of us we have gone on record. We're not the biggest fans of Jay Lee. I know I showed this cover to you. You're still not super jazzed on it, and I'm not as well. But I do still think there's something about like just the energy of these two. Like they're cute, and there's something about that that's like
they're certainly cute. For me, what's throwing me off is like the size and shape of their faces, their heads in relation to the rest of their body is what's throwing me off. Is it for it like not really being my thing,
especially with like I can see over here Rogue's like neck is long.
Yeah,
like it's a little off.
If you were to move, is that supposed to be which crossover one is this?
This is Barda.
Barda. Okay, yeah. So that's what I thought. So like Barda, if you were to shift Barda's hair out of the way, like her neck would be pretty long there as well. Like her head and her arm and deltoid here are practically the same size.
Yeah, that is a little odd.
That's throwing me off. But like,
I mean, and Jay is like a super stylized person, so that's probably what's happening there. But like, we get it, but it still doesn't work for us. Like,
the shape of her body looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But, like the size of her head and the shape of her head just they're not matching for me. And it's a stylistic thing.
Of course, yeah. We're not saying this is like bad. Like oh, you're a bad artist.
Jay Lee is a fantastic artist. He just isn't always my favorite.
He's just not our style. What I like about the face, I actually really like Rogue's face, guys, but it reminds me a lot of Chris Sanders, who, if you don't know the name off the top of your head, the designer for Lilo and Stitch, who did a bunch of other like movies down the line. He draws a lot of his women with that like rounder, like smaller eye, button nose, and I think that's what I like about it. But I also just like seeing Barda. I like seeing Rogue. I probably won't pick it up, but I like it. Like, it's cool. I might maybe I'll make it a wallpaper on my phone. Who knows? We got Jim, but honestly, man, like, just stop. What?
That feels like every Jim Lee cover.
That's what I mean, right? Like, I saw this one and I thought back to our conversation about his infamous Flash pose, where it's like the dude only knows how to draw like one thing, which is not even mid movement, but like ending movement, like pose, right? Like that's where that pose of Bats is about to like Bats is about to stand up right there. Like that's what he's doing. Like he just like landed and he'll stand up, and then like Wolverine, like he's like lurching forward and then he'll stand up. That's what he locks in with, like these weird mid, not even, I don't even want to say like action, but yeah, I should be jazzed by this. It's Leon Batman, it's Leon Wolverine, but I was just like,
yeah, that should, in theory, be like the best of all the covers, and it just doesn't do it for me.
I feel like almost they threw it into like an AI. I know they didn't, but it's like if they threw it into an AI and said, draw Jim Lee style Batman and Wolverine, and they went, there you go. Pretty much. Yeah, it is kind of like a 90s cover, Timon, but like that's the thing, right?
The 90s covers had covers that were just like way more dynamic than that.
But
he has such better work than this.
He does have better work than this, but there's also an aspect of, realistically, like the art we produce, a lot of the art we get nowadays is way more dynamic just in general. So Lee's style is a little like stiff.
Pepe, right?
Yeah, or Chichetto, or
Mora, or name any of our favorite house artists right now. Really.
Even Dragota knocks it out of the park sometimes.
And Dragota, like take their paneling, take their their composition, and it clears like a lot, not everything, but a lot of the stuff that we put out in the 80s and 90s, even some of the stuff that we love the most, right?
Yeah, but it's about evolving. It's about learning better techniques, and not to say Lee's bad. It's just, I think we have talked about this, but he doesn't really have to apply himself anymore because he's big bad Jim Lee.
He doesn't have to be hungry for it anymore. You can tell if he puts out a piece that just like really slaps, you're like, all right, he enjoyed this one. He had fun with this one. But otherwise, like, this just comes across as a simple assignment piece.
It really does. I mean, it's god awful. Do not like pick it up to read it. But all the Hush 2 stuff, his art is actually fucking fantastic in that book. Like lots of dynamicism, lots of action. It's awful. Like, do not read Hush 2. I I read half of the first issue, and I was just like, this is complete garbage. Like, nobody needs to waste their time with this. But damn it, if Lee isn't killing it over there. But then that was the point of that, right? Like, we all know they did Hush 2 because they needed to milk it and do this whole big explosion. And so, yeah, of course they probably paid him a little extra to put in some effort. We have this, I like this one a lot. The Andrew Lozano cover. Holy
this one has
crap.
so much dynamicism going for it.
Dynamicism. Andrew Lozano is really good about, like, his art is like subtle, sexy, cute. Like you could see this style being a Playboy pinup or whatever from back in the day.
Well, this is like your Who Framed Roger Rabbit or your like Cool World type.
Yeah. But then at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's explicitly being like titillating.
Yeah,
he does a really good job of like treading that line. I know you have that Supergirl cover that he did, which is it's so fantastic that I saw it at Comic-Con this last year, and I was like, do you want this? And he's like, do you not remember when we went over this? And I was like, oh yeah, you thought it was a different book, yada yada yada.
I thought it was the Supergirl cover, and it was actually a cover to freaking Summer of Superman.
Whatever, it's still a good cover. But yeah, and hey, at least you didn't have to buy another Supergirl. Like, that worked out for you.
I'm gonna call that a win in my book.
Honestly, man, they had a new issue this week, and did you read it? I'm assuming you didn't, because we decided we were done. I flipped through it because I saw one page that I was like, oh, okay, like I like something on that page, but then it's so bad. Like maybe we'll talk about it, but I'll always tell you about it. We have who is this? I forget who this is. This is Sean Gordon Murphy. Duh, dropping Lobo and Deadpool. He's pretty great. I like it. I
love Sean Gordon Murphy's stuff.
I bet this looks better as an actual like book in my hand. The all white background is like throwing me off, where it's like something should be there. I don't know, but I bet it looks great like holding it in my hand. Then we have, surprisingly, Frank Quitely doing a pretty damn good. I know Frank Quitely's art is not the business for a lot of people, you know, All-Star Superman.
But that's a really good cover.
Like, this is super good. Like, it was one of those moments I saw it and I just kind of like, oh, all right. Like, what is it? Ratatouille, when he like takes the bite at the end and he like remembers why he was a kid and why he liked cooking. It was like one of those moments. We got the old school man himself, Bill Sienkiewicz, or however you say his last name. He's coming back for this is like, if that Joker Doom one goes super hard with like Mexican kids, this goes super hard with like 50-year-old dads, and not like in a bad way, but like this is like 50-year-old dad energy cover.
Like, I remember that cover.
I love Batman. I love Deadpool. Whoa, he's using Wolverine's arm for his claws. Like, that's so raw. Like, this goes right next to the like signed AC/DC poster. 100%. Then we got, who did this one?
That's actually kind of funny.
Right, Ryan Sook doing a take on the Crisis on Infinite Earths. But if you notice, Batman is smiling and like everybody else is cheering. They're like, yeah, Deadpool's gone, like finally. And I think that's pretty great.
I feel like there was a missed opportunity there to have like, so that gun, put it in his other hand and have it like pointed towards Bruce's crotch.
Yeah, something like that. Just a classic Deadpool-y gag. Yeah, definitely something like that. I think you're right. I think that is a missed opportunity. But then we this one, just, I'm done. Like, Sozamakia, she fucking rules. And of course she drops an Emma one. Like, I saw this and I was like stunned. It took me like 10 minutes to be like, I gotta show this to Andrew, because I was just like, no way did Sozo do an Emma cover for this. That's fantastic. Then of course our favorite, your blanks, whatever. These ones are
for like sketch covers.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. These ones are less offensive than the
I'll take that over a logo.
That's what I was. Yeah, the logo ones are particularly bad, but at least these ones make sense. Like, yeah, people will draw on them. Then you've got Dan's, which will thankfully foil variant up in this bitch. I really hope it better be spotted where Deadpool and Bats are normal, and then like everything else is like golden shine. If you do all of it. If it's all of it, I feel like I'll be slightly disappointed.
All of the gold foil, and then have Bruce and Wade, as well as like all those hands that are in the foreground. Have those.
Yeah, the foreground hands. Yep, that will sell it to, like the ones that are up there in the right corner as well. I think you're onto something, my friend. Oh yeah, Dan's also doing a gatefold cover. So one side will be Deadpool, the other side's Bats. Pretty cool looking. And then I think, yeah, that's the last new one they announced there. So I just figured, why not go through these? Some of our.
It's not like there are any books like really worth talking about.
Well, that's exactly what I was about to say. Is like, we'll go into Ultimate Incursion right now, guys. But like,
There's not really anything else worth talking about, unless Mav had read Aquaman. Then like that would be a.
But even then, like as far as where I am in Aquaman, like I'm caught up to the last issue. Did anything super big happen, or is it still just like the quest to get the hell out of there?
Something big actually does kind of happen.
Oh, really? Okay.
There are actually several kind of WTF moments in this.
Really?
issue where I was like, oh, they did that. Okay.
Timon says this is Invisible Woman inside Wonder Woman's invisible plane. Of course, that's why the blue is there. I get it. That surprises me on Aquaman because, like, as I was saying, I was like, yeah, they're just trying to get out still, right? Now you're like, oh no, something happened. So that'll probably be the next one I read. I will say the one thing about Aquaman, they keep calling, what do they call them? The mermaid, like the mercenaries, right? Like the mermaid mercenaries, and like I think we might have talked about this, but the first time they said that term, I was like, that's cool. That like D&D style, like mercenaries. But now every time they say it, I start going like, now it's dumb. Like now this is just like, okay, I get it. Like, let's move on.
Overplayed your hand.
Exactly. But yeah, guys. So I guess we'll get into books this week. Again, Blue Shift is, honest to God, like even my friendship with this beautiful bastard aside, like that is the biggest thing to talk about this week in terms of comics, because yeah, the only other real big thing is Ultimate Incursion, and as Andrew and I have been getting into, it is not that great. Before we jump into what we got here, like this week.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I've had this up for a while now, but if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago when we were reviewing and talking about Ultimate Incursion #1, we were going through the book, and then all of a sudden we got to we started here on like the second page, and Andrew went, did you get your copy in yet? Like, this is super weird. And he said, well, do you have the digital? And I sent him this page, and he said, this is what mine looks like. All of the black for some reason.
Washed out.
But like, only the deep, deep black, which is super weird, right? Because like Miles's costume is still fine, but you can tell like they turned the layer off or something. It was very, very, very odd. So we opened our segment that week with like, oh, that's weird. Well, let's keep going. So we started talking about the book. And as we got near the end, Andrew started going like, wait, what are you talking about? And I'm like, huh? And he was like, no. So basically at the end of this issue, if you guys remember, there is this scene where Miles is swinging around the Ultimate Universe, and he's kind of just like trying to clear his head, and Jan shows up and, captures him, takes him to talk to the Ultimates, yada, yada, yada. I got to this page, and I'm talking about, this is what happens. Miles is talking to himself. Jan gets him, and Andrew goes, what the hell are you talking about? No, like, what do you mean? And I'm like, it's in that page. And he's like, what? We compared notes. This page, like, I'm going to blow this up.
Layer was turned off on all of the dialogue bubbles.
All of the dialogue bubbles. So here's Andrew's page.
We for the caption boxes, but it's not there for the dialogue.
So like he had no idea what the fuck like Jan was doing here. He didn't
I had
like
no idea what was happening. I didn't know you were describing what was going on and what was being said, and I was like, I don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. Entire thing. So like all that to say, first of all, this is my own little personal ding. Andrew doesn't know I'm saying this, but like to all of you nerds out there who keep like I see it every day on my damn bounding feed where it's like, oh, the RippaVerse, put out something with an error or a typo. And it's like, hey, that shit happens, dudes. But also, why don't you actually get mad at something like actually criminal here? Like, an entire part of your book is missing. This is unacceptable. I don't know how this happens. Like, by every quality assurance metric I can think of, never should have happened. So that's just one side ding to that. But more to the point, the reason I'm highlighting this again is because in service of what Andrew and I are saying, this series just sucks. Like they've given it the least amount of quality control, the least amount of writing effort. Whoops, I was reading the Jonathan Hickman Incursion stuff earlier today. But
like they were in the writer's room and they were like, somebody give us an excuse to put Miles in the new Ultimate Universe. And people like hadn't thought about it up until the question was asked.
Yeah.
And so they just like vomited out whatever came to their mind first. And it reads like that.
It reads, well, like it's like that, but it's also, none of this feels like it's a story. It feels like a Disneyland tour. Like yeah. you went on the Ultimate Universe ride, and so, you know, in the first issue, if you guys remember, Miles meets Peter and Richard.
And Richard, which is hilarious
which
because
is great.
In the Ultimate Spider-Man book at the time, they weren't even there.
They weren't even there, and like, I don't even want to get into how technically he's already, if we're being like on point, Richard is, if, again, it doesn't make sense, but if we're saying that they've already come back to meet Miles, Richard should be venomizing right now. Like, that should be a thing that we deal with. But because they kind of just threw this together, it's not. Like, I think the biggest evidence that this was just sort of thrown together is that this is written primarily by Cody Ziegler, who is the main Miles writer, like in Earth 616. This isn't, Dennis Camp's name is on this issue, but he's the writer of the Ultimates, but he is only really there to like keep things aligned. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this is what we were doing over here. Oh, Jan doesn't act like that. Things like that. But because, like Andrew and I have talked about before, this Ultimate Universe under Hickman and Peach Momoko and Brian Hill and Dennis Camp, it was a tight ass machine. Like, this thing made sense. You know, we had our 2-year timeline. Everything was going according to that. The little references to everything, you know, made sense, and they weren't overbearing, right? You would hear a news report about, oh, something happened over in Africa, or, oh, masked man swinging in New York. And that was about it. But it was the right amount of like world building to a world that is, there are no superheroes technically, right? Like that's what we're rolling on. And then
nobody's considered a superhero, really. Everybody's looked at as just like a masked vigilante or a terrorist.
Or a terrorist, yeah, like on the pages we were just looking at. So, like, they had this like plan, obviously. Like, we even know Hickman said 2 years. They're ending Spider-Man after 24. Like, everything is building to the Maker coming back. This feels very much like somebody said, we need to promo Miles, or we have an opportunity to promo Miles. Let's take it, like Andrew said. And then nobody had really thought about it up to that point. And so they went, he has to go find his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, like, the Maker gave the card specifically to Miles. It wasn't just like a everybody can activate it. It was, it only works because Miles is from it's keyed to the 1610, like, not genetics, but like energy, whatever you know, like, only people from that universe can use it. So like, Billy should have never been able to pick up this card and randomly teleport.
Oh, that's right.
That's what pissed me off from the very jump.
She wasn't around yet.
No, she is born in like the first year of that like Miles book. After
he would have had to have been the one to use the card.
He would have had to like click it, and then like she crawls through. But that's not what they did. She just went goo goo gaga, and it works. And so so for those of you who don't remember the overall plot of this stupid miniseries, it is just Miles had, you know, the Maker gave Miles a card in one of my favorite scenes in this entire ordeal for the Maker as well, where he's like, oh, I've realized I can recreate our home universe. You and I are the only two survivors of that universe, and we're the only two who know that there's like another universe. Do you want to come with me? And he goes, Miles, like, again, not big fan of Miles, but still a good moment. He's like, are you insane? Like, no, like, that's like, I'm not sacrificing all of my family, all of this. And the Maker goes, well, here's my card, literally.
Right.
If you want to, you know, come home.
If you want to change your mind. Yeah.
And Miles looks at it and he tosses it in a trash can. And that's the end of Ultimate Invasion. Now we fast forward to this stupid miniseries where, like we were saying, his little sister Billy picks up the card and it activates, transports her to the 6160. Miles goes, oh no, I gotta go find her. And cue where we've come into this Disneyland ride. And by Disneyland ride, we kind of got off topic or off point a little bit, but this is really like, you know, in that first issue, he meets Peter Parker. In the second issue, he meets the Black Panther crew. In this issue, he meets the X-Men girls. Well, only 2 of them really. And then in the next one, he's supposed to find, like, in one of the next, either 4 or 5, depending on how long it is, like, it's the Ultimates who are next up, right? Which is just essentially, and so essentially it is a theme park ride because they go, look, it's Peter. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Black Panther. Okay. Oh, look, it's Mayday. They don't do anything. They're not relevant to any plot points, and it is really, really pathetic the way they make this.
Like no bearing on the actual current Ultimate Universe.
It truly feels almost like an educational film, right? Where it's like Miles is like the student, and we go to New York, and it's like, hi, I'm Spider-Man. Like, we gotta, you know, do our best to help little old ladies cross the street. And then, whoa! Oh, I'm in Africa. I'm Black Panther. Let me teach you a lesson about sharing. Like, it feels genuinely like that. Like, that's how hollow this is.
It does.
It, like,
that's really sad because it's really bad.
It really is. So, like, this issue, more than any of them, really embodies it. Because if you guys remember, last issue, they were... Or this is also what I was saying is...
Last issue was when he was in Wakanda.
He was in Wakanda, and then Billy randomly teleports out of Wakanda to Ni no Kuni. Like, that's the... Or Nino, I think that's the Ghibli video game. Yeah. But, like, that's what I was saying, is, like, how hollow is that, where she's not even being shunted anywhere, like, because of anything. It's just the card is randomly going off. And so... Oh, she conveniently goes to, like, every single Ultimate, like, place.
Which, again, shouldn't even apply to her.
Should not even apply to her. But then, as Andrew was noting with, like, the Spider-Man stuff, once we meet these characters, they're not even the characters. Like, they're facsimile versions of these characters, if you will, right?
They
like,
don't read like they do in their actual own books.
Well, we had Peter...
Like, I haven't read the Ultimate X-Men book, but I doubt that your characters in there sound like these characters didn't.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, obviously I do, but, like, first I'll address, like, Spider-Man, right? Like, we talked about this when... Give me once... Okay, they finally stopped. My dogs were, like, going nuts for, like, a minute, and I was like, give me a sec, but okay. When he meets Spider-Man, we talked about this. There's that bit where Richard's like, wow, he's so cool, Dad, which is like, okay, fine. Richard, we can understand that. Young kid.
It just kept feeling like they were putting over Miles in front of Peter, using Peter's own son.
Well, that's not even what I, like, there's that, but more to the point about, like, them being written wrong. Remember, like, Peter got really pissy. He's like, I'm a better Spider-Man. Why don't you like me? And it's like, what the fuck? Like, where did that come from? That's
Suddenly
not...
He was acting like he was 15-year-old Peter.
Right. And it was like, what is even happening here? But then, to your point, once we get to, like, Japan over here, we meet the 2 of the Ultimate X-Men girls, Nico and Mayday. None of this is... I know I'm probably the only one in our viewers right now, and on this panel, obviously, who reads it, but, like, none of this has to do with what the plot is right now. It makes no sense for these 2 to be on their own, just getting lunch. Like, they're currently on the run from a fucking murderous cult. And Mayday is currently evading the authorities because she is essentially, like, a common rider. Like, she's put on, like, a mask and she rides a motorcycle. It's cool. But, like, they're not just hanging out here. They're not just randomly talking about, like, how do your powers work? Because, and that's another thing, is that Ziegler is writing these characters as if they're just... They are just the 616 version in a different outfit. Like, in here, so Nico is Nico Minoru from the Runaways. You know, she pops up in a lot of stuff. But her powers in the 616 is she has a staff. And when she casts it, she can say any term, and it'll do what she thinks, but she can only use, like, a given term once, right? So, fire! Cool, she shot fire. Can't do that again. She can say flame. She can say heat. She could say, like, explosion, but she can't say fire because it won't do anything.
Right.
So, but in the Ultimate Universe, Nico is, like, she's like a quiet goth girl who knows what her powers are. So she's like, here's my staff. Stand next to me, please. See, you were going to get hit by that explosion. Like, it's complete. And it's so different. But here they're like talking about like, I don't know how the staff works. Oh, it's doing this weird thing again. And I'm just like, this isn't the characters that I care about. So what are we even doing here? But then very much to the point of this being like a hello, fellow kids, there's this moment right here where Mayday and Nico discover Miles is like just in the area. They have their generic superhero start fighting. They misunderstand, blah, blah, blah. But when Miles transforms into his suit, Mayday goes like, whoa, that suit is so cool. Just like a Kamen Rider. But it's like, nobody has ever, they don't talk about Kamen Rider in their book. Like, it's not a thing. This is a how do you do, fellow
kids?
And it's not, this isn't even how Kamen Riders work, guys. Like Miles kind of does the Danny Phantom thing, where his like nano machines will just like ring and then like do. Kamen Riders like transform, like they get like armor comes out of nowhere and like locks onto you. So it's just like what baffled me about this is that this was a perfect opportunity, Andrew, for them to make some sort of cheeky joke about like, oh, this is like that superhero we watch on TV. Because there was that Japanese Spider-Man. There was the Toku Spider-Man.
Right, yeah.
But no, you had to go, I'm one of you kids. Like, I get it. And it's just like missed opportunity and also just like an embarrassing like person to put on this script or like at all. But yeah, so the rest of the book just kind of plays out. They get in a fight. They, generic heroes, they clash. They realize like, oh, we're actually kind of on the same side. They get together and like plan, and she's like, oh, I'll help you, Miles. And
the only like moderately interesting part of this book, and it's not even so much that it's interesting, it's just kind of like, it's kind of cute, is the fact that like Silver Samurai is letting Billy just kind of like draw.
I did really like this because right now Billy is being watched by the emperors of Hinokuni, which are Madam Viper, Silver Samurai, and what's his name, Sunfire. From the X-Men. But of course they're trying to like study Billy. She has 616 energy, so they're like, is this a Maker's? I will admit that's kind of an interesting angle where everybody's like, what is this anomaly? Is it a Maker? Is it the Maker's weapon? But it's just like a baby by accident.
Yeah.
Could have, like, if you set it up better, we would have had a lot more fun here. But I do like, I'll give them that. But then yes, I do like this because what else are you gonna do? Like, you got to watch the baby. So Silver Samurai is just like letting her draw on him and playing blocks. And I do like that he gets yelled at by Madame Viper, where she's like, you're supposed to be guarding him, not like playing with him. And he's like, well, the anomaly is loud and very persuasive. The games calm her down. And I'm just like, that felt really human, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of when we have scenes of like bad guys having to like touch on their humanity there with like a baby or whatever. It doesn't redeem them, but I like them. It's always like an interesting dynamic, if you will. But I did like this bit where we touched on Robert, or it's not Robert, but it's his dad, the DaCosta dad, who is like the most rich man in the world, rules everything from behind the scenes, part of the Makers Council. He's, asking all of these, he asked the Kingpin in them, and then he asked Moon Knight's forces, and then he asked the Kingdom here to give him the anomaly. He wants that power. He wants that energy. And so, we see him pop up here, and that's not really like the interesting part. But if you guys remember, his power is like his dad essentially does this thing where he like takes the blood of like his son and other people, up until now, we've only seen him doing it to his son, where he'll like hook up a what do you call it? Like an IV between him and Robert, and he'll sap his mutant blood because it's
super messed up.
It's super like fucked.
Like, that's actually really dark.
It is, and like it's all just for him to like stay young and alive. But here we learn that he can take blood from anybody, and then he gets their powers, which is at least temporarily until the blood goes out of your system or dies out of your system, gets renewed.
Filters through.
Yeah, filter. That's what I'm looking for. And this is a semi deep cut because he has right here. It's revealed that he's hooked up to Prodigy this universe's version of Prodigy from 616, who is just supposed to be a super like beyond intelligent mutant. And here he's like, oh yeah, I'm using the intelligence from him, and he's probably gonna die. But ooh, this was like a good hit. Like I forgot what it was like to be so smart and move all these pieces. And I'm just like, I like him as a villain. I almost wish that this miniseries would just focus on him instead of literally anybody else. But off of that, yeah, Miles goes to, try and rescue Billy. They encounter Silver Samurai for just a second, and out of nowhere, Magic shows up and teleports in, steals the baby, and that's where we're gonna go next issue. Miles versus Magic, maybe, but like, this is kind of what we're talking about, right? There's nothing happening here. It's really just do you see the X-Men? Do you see Spider-Man? Okay, next attraction.
Yeah,
and
nothing's happening. Nothing of consequence. And again, none of this has any impact on the main Ultimate Universe books. Like, none of this stuff gets referenced that I can recall.
Nothing. Nobody talks about, remember when we saw a Spider Kid? Or remember when we, fought Silver Samurai? Like, again, that's probably what makes me the most mad, is what you're saying is, like, it doesn't add anything to the Ultimate Universe, but it's fucking up what the Ultimate Universe already is. Like, the Spider-Man timeline. This right here, these two should not be fighting Silver Samurai. Like, this is end boss type of thing for that storyline. I don't know why so what happens now? We go back and they're like, oh yeah, we fought him once. What? You can't just
now you're just like removing weight and gravity from your books that are actually good.
Exactly.
Right?
It's all just in service of Miles, but like, they don't even, I gotta say, they're not doing anything with
exactly
him. Like, they're not, again, we don't like Miles as like the character and what they do with him and how they use him, but they're not even doing any of that, right? Like, they're not pumping him up, they're not giving him a new power, they're not even centering him as like,
even like they're attempting to do anything cool with him. It just feels like I said, it's like, hey, how do we insert Miles into this universe? There's no actual purpose and thought put into it beyond that.
No, 100%.
That's not a good enough reason to do something. You should have an actual legitimate reason for that to happen.
Exactly.
And if you do it, you have to execute it in such a way to where it's impactful and it means something. And so if it doesn't fit any of those criteria, you didn't need to do it.
And like, doubly so to like all of your points, it like all of that double applies when you're going into something that is like, we have a set program, plan, schedule. Like that, if you guys have ever run like an event, even if it's like you going out for your birthday, right? You know how insane it is when you're like, all right, we're about to go out. Like we're going into the restaurant and somebody goes, oh, can we make like a 30-minute stop over here for me to grab something? Like, what the, like, we can do that. We can accommodate, but it's going to like really fuck up everything. Do we have to do
throw everything else up?
Right. But okay, we're going to do it. But then everything is thrown off. Like, that's exactly what they're doing here. And then
it wound up being something like the errand or the side quest wound up being something. It's like, why didn't you just do that on your way here?
Or it's something like, oh, I had to go pay like a bill, right? Like with my bank. And it's like, do you not have a mobile app? Like, what the fuck was even the point of that? Like, we could have.
Don't you guys have phones?
Don't you guys have phones? So, yeah, right. So that's the thing, guys. This was probably the most, not even exciting, interesting. Like, this was the thing to talk about this week, and there is nothing here. Like, it is.
This is a rare week where like the only book we got to was just like, it's bad.
It's like very, very bad.
We usually have a decent balance here of like, maybe there will be a book that was like, it's fine, whatever. Not much happened. It was okay, whatever. But then we'll still at least have something that was like worth talking about because it was good.
We had an Ultimates this week, which like it introduced Shang-Chi, but that's about it. But it's fine. It's good.
From Supergirl that I haven't read.
You'll like it. Like, it's good, but it is another one of the issues we talk about where it's like you're setting up a lot, you're world building a lot.
Right. And so like we're probably not dealing with any of the characters we've been dealing with up until now. It's a side book.
We are at the very end. Like it all wraps together at the very end, but it's still just
not like the Thor one.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was about to say. It's not like the Thor poem one. But then like off of that, we also had Fantastic Four, which is a good book. But this week's issue was very much it felt like the second part to the last issue, and it's a very basic story. It's a very basic The Four win, right? Like or how do I put this? It's the right kind of story for like your first time Fantastic Four reader, right? Like, it opens with them fighting a very powerful Doom. Doom sends them through time, which is a big old like grand gesture. They're all split up. All four of them get to show off their own intelligences, their own skills, and we get to see them do pretty crazy science stuff. Like Reed in this issue, he stretches out into the like earth, like all the little holes in the earth.
Going to grab certain minerals and things like that, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I myself, admittedly, not the biggest Fantastic Four guy on the planet, but I don't think that's something we've ever actually seen him do before.
No, that actually is brand freaking new, and like, it's creepy. And why will it not pop up here for me to show you?
It was a creepy freaking panel. When I saw that, I was like, oh my god.
And you know, like, yeah, so here he is. Reed is just like stretching down through all the soil, like every little hole. I do like the little detail, Andrew, that his nose, like he stretched it and kept like his nose above ground. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Two, I will like, so obviously for those who don't know, this Fantastic Four series is being drawn, I'm just going to go to the cover here, by one of Andrew's favorites, Humberto Ramos. I'm not the biggest Humberto Ramos fan in the sense of like, I think he's a little too cartoony, but that's a good dynamic, like, that's a good strength to his art. It's just that I don't like that a lot. Sometimes when he goes to like Spider-Man, it got a little, we talk about like full Morrison, like he got a little too full Ramos in my opinion. And he just got a little gloopy, but he's not bad. I will say when he got announced for 4 and Andrew was like, wow, I might actually pick up a 4 book. I went, that's actually a really good choice. Like I like Ramos for 4. Like I think that's a perfect like pick. And then sure enough, like this is a Ramos thing, right? Like this is all of what he, like his techniques go to. So I was like, all right, that's our boy. Like, or like, you know what? Kudos to Ramos. I'm on board here. But yeah, so you know, good science solving story. Everybody wins. You see a bunch of crazy feats, and then they defeat Doctor Doom again. But then, you know, it just sort of like resets, and that's where we leave off. And so it's a good, like,
we basically leave off at square one. And it was like, well, then why did we have that issue?
It's like a good pilot, if you will. If this was like the opening 15 minutes to like a Marvel movie, it would be like a really good opening bit, right? To show off how everybody does everything. So it's good. It's just there's not a lot to talk about. Like, I will say this. If you're wanting to get your friends or something into Fantastic Four and they have no knowledge outside of like, I know Doom, I know their powers or whatever, this is probably a really, really, really
like,
good.
Honestly, you could even start with this issue. You don't have to pick up issue 1.
Honestly,
this issue gives enough context as to why they're in completely different periods in time and all of that, and you don't honestly need to give much. They give enough to where it's like, okay, so now this is the story. We're picking up in the middle of the action, and that's okay. You can do that sometimes, and sometimes it works if you're a decent enough writer.
Like if you go and read that first issue, I think you'll get more out of it, because in that one you get more of like what Ben and Johnny are doing, but you don't need it. Like Sue and like they recap it here, like near the very end, right? Yeah, when Sue goes to finally pick them up, they're like, Johnny's in the past, and yada yada yada. They summarize it really well. Andrew already covered it. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But like, there was one. Oh, yeah. So there's like that. There's Supergirl, which continues to be just like, you're gonna be really angry when you read it, like, Andrew. Not because it does anything bad, but just because like,
I'm physically angry every time I read it, because I'm like, why are you wasting a new?
We did get this. I will say
that's a pretty not bad panel. And
you know, I will say, okay, I bring this up because less Kara, but obviously the Thicktonian is here, still being incredibly sexily thick. But I want to another shout out to like Sophie's attention to detail. Again, I don't think she's a great storyteller, but her like detailing, because if you remember, Andrew, we ended that last issue and arc with the Thicktonian and Kara being like,
to get her.
Yeah, and they like court-martialed her kinda, so they bring her back to Kandor and they like put her on trial, and essentially Kara goes, well, instead of throwing her in jail, let me take care of her and she can come try to be a hero, yada yada, blah 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 blah. It's boring. But the reason I bring it up is because if you notice in these panels here, Lesla Lar is her name. She's flat, like she's back to normal. She's back to normal, exactly. But the second we see her here on Earth again, she's back to like being thick. And I went, that's good. You remembered that, like, that's how the sun affected her. Like, I make the joke, but that's actually what it happens. And so I was like, good on you, Sophie. This still sucks, but
The vitamin D, give her the double D.
I'll take every page of her that this run will give me. Like it's all worth it for this. But so before we close out, I guess, because I know, Andrew, you've had like a busy ass day, a busy ass week. I know you have a show that we'll tell everybody about that you're gonna go jump on in a little bit. But before we get out of here, the one thing I wanted to personally bring up, Andrew, because this made me so like, this is such bad, stupid, lazy, dumb writing. But it's right here where, Mayday and Nico are meeting Miles, and they're like, we don't know who they are. They're having their little superhero standoff, and they're like, oh, hey, like Miles is like, I don't want to fight. And he says this line, and he goes, I don't think we're supposed to be fighting. Judging by your earrings, I'd say you're one of the good guys, because her earrings are, lightning bolts, a la, hold on, let me switch it, a la, Storm, Dub, who, like, that, canonically, I'm fucking things up here, we'll just leave it big, but, canonically, like, that's, Mayday got her lightning powers, but she, like, was inspired to embrace them and be, like, a hero from hearing legends of Storm operating in Africa, because right now she's still like a legend. So none of this makes fucking sense to me. Like, I like, oh, a lightning bolt is enough for you to go like, oh, you're a good guy. As if we haven't seen like a zillion and four. Electro, fucking Dark Flash, Reverse Flash, just like the evil, the absolute Legion.
Most speedsters.
Yeah, most other speedsters, except for Blue Ship.
Have some sort of a lightning
Oh yeah, in that sense. Yeah. But like, that to me was just the dumbest, most generic, like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, none of it makes sense. It feels like it's a very cheap, like, yeah, Storm, Black Power, Girl Power, and it's just like, but no, you would have no idea that. Like, you don't even know. It's so, I don't know. That just made me, I have no analysis for it. It just makes me angry because it's such bad writing. You could have done any other excuse, right? Like, oh, well, you're not attacking me. I'm assuming you're a good guy, right? Like something like, or Miles could have even said, like, you guys look pretty young and like innocent. Oh, you're good guys. Anything else would have been a better indicator than you have lightning bolt earrings.
Like that should mean absolutely nil.
Which also, Andrew, like, as you know, as a big Storm guy, like, that's not even Storm's lightning bolt. It's got an extra jag on it. So what the fuck are you talking about, Miles? Like, maybe this Japanese girl was just a big fan of AC/DC, and you don't, and maybe, and she's Hydra. You don't know. Like, it's so dumb. But yeah, guys, like, that is, Andrew, I think that's really all we have for this week.
I think so as well. I'll give two quick shout outs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, are we talking about Vaughn? Because, if we're wrapping up, then we'll go into a proper wrap up. We'll shout out to everybody. But let's get into that.
I'll bring up first. I will be on Well Read Comic Reviews later this evening, starting at, I believe, 10:30 Central is when I'm going on. So that gives me just enough time to rest a little bit because it's been a pretty hectic 48 hours.
Good. Well, I mean, good that you can rest. Good that it's been hectic. Not good that you're like frazzled. We all know what I mean.
That is all true. All of those things at once. So check that out. I'll be hanging out over there with those guys. And the other thing, huge shout out to my buddy Vaughn Coleman, who is also a young comic book creator. He has been putting his most recent issue of his series Phenomen Nova out for crowdfunding, and that just got fully funded as of later this afternoon. It was
early
like
this afternoon,
late afternoon or early evening, something like that. It was like just a little bit before we went live, if I remember correctly.
Awesome. Good on Vaughn.
Shout out to him. You guys should check it out. I haven't have read the first two. It's a fun story, and it's a young speedster. He's also got some other cool lightning powers as well. Like, he's got kind of some electrokinesis. He can throw lightning bolts, things like that. But it's a fun, heartwarming story. It's got a lot of cool designs. Vaughn is a young but talented storyteller. He's got a vision, and it's hard to get into comics, guys. Like, even in indie comics, the crowdfunding space, despite a lot of the nonsense and drama that surrounds it, the crowdfunding platforms themselves have been a huge boon for lowering the barrier of entry for people who otherwise would not be able to put out
Center,
content.
damn
These
you.
people
There you
can
go.
actually like make their dream a reality, and like guys like Vaughn are like fulfilling that. Like he's got his
He's
fans
doing it.
who are- he's delivering on it, and he's doing it over and over. He's reinvesting what he makes back into the next issue, so he continue to do this. He's not just trying to make a quick buck. He's trying to actually continue to tell stories and put out stories, put them in his fans' hands. So I absolutely encourage you guys to support him. Please do so. He's a great guy. Hopefully one of these days he and I can get on a stream together and actually just like talk our inspirations for our various speedsters and our other
Do that
characters.
here. Do that here.
And maybe, and what it means, why it's important to have younger heroes and more lighthearted stories that people can connect with. So huge shout out to him. Congratulations, man. You're freaking doing it. I hope to see you do it for a lot longer.
Oh, that grosses me, or like that makes me so uncomfortable. Like this isn't a ding on him, but like just in real life too. But the guy's like vein, how it's like that one that goes all the way like up his I've like in any like I've seen it in real life. It's I don't know, that one particular vein when that happens makes me so fucking grossed out. I don't know what it is. But
the roids, man, it's the juice.
Dude, the juice is loose. I mean, look at this is where he went after the Bronco chase. But I know you've talked to him, right? Like you've read it, you've hung out with him. I know you have a.
I was actually on I was on, speaking of well-read comics, like we did a review over there of his book.
Yeah, so I know you have a personal stamp on it. As for me, guys, you know my stance. I'm very, very cautious about supporting any crowdfunding thing, not because I don't necessarily trust them, but I do understand this is a hard thing and things can go wrong and yada, 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 just looking out for my own wallet. That being said, I will say that Vaughn's book, the Phenomenova stuff, Andrew turned me on to it, said, hey, I'm talking to this guy, check it out, blah, blah, blah. This looks actually really, really cool. I want to try and back it if I can free up the money, but like
he does deliver like shortly after his
no,
he delivers.
Yeah, it's not even a thing about him. That's just like my general feeling towards anything, towards Capcom, towards Hasbro, towards anybody, right? But to my like all I'm saying is that to his credit, this is one of those projects that caught my attention. I went, wow, that does look really cool, and it made me want to buy it, right? Like that's the second biggest thing you can accomplish with me outside of me actually buying it. And that's super rare, right? Like I've got RippaVerse stuff, I've got like the year or year one omnibus, or no, what the hell do I have? I have like the first issue one that you guys did like right before
the Trinity.
That's what it was. And then I've got like Common America stuff, but I waited until you guys were like established, right? And like big for both of you guys. So it's I would still say definitely go check this out. I want to check this out. If I saw this somewhere and I went like, oh, I want to read that, like I would go into it immediately because I want to read it to the point of I hope it's good because I would buy it. So anyway, I'm giving the worst like I haven't read it endorsement of all time, but go check it out, guys. It does genuinely look interesting. Kind of on the bent of what Andrew is doing with Blue Shift. It's very classic-y comic book heroes outside of, less. Imagine if instead of the Image way that they went more of a like more lighthearted, I guess, because like Image went like blood and guts and rip and tear, and we need some smiles. Yeah, fucking the darkness, fucking Witchblade. Like we could go on and on and on. But yeah, guys, check out the Phenomenova Kickstarter. It just passed its goal. 17 days to go. Let's see. I know we also had the link for your show that I wanted to pull up and throw out there. Where the hell did it go? I forget how much we talk in a given day. Did you send it to me? I thought you did. Oh, there it is. That's right. So, in about 2 hours, I think, or like an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I don't even know anymore. 35 minutes, actually. That's what it says right there on the screen. You can go over and hang out with Andrew and Vaughn to go, that's Vaughn, right? At Well Read? That's him?
No, no, it's
I always
not. And
forget.
I don't believe he's going to be on the.
Okay,
on
no,
the
then that's just me farting things up. I don't remember who runs what. But either way, go check out Andrew with Well Read Comics. They're going to go read Yaira. Obviously, Well Read is going to give the review. Andrew's going to be there for insights and all that sort of fun stuff. So definitely go check that out. I will drop the link in the chat as soon as we sign out, and I have a second to look over there and give you my attention. Aside from that, guys, I really don't have anything else to say except go back our boy. Go get your damn copy of RippaZine number 5. This is like the most exciting thing. I've been waiting for this to happen. I want him to pop off. I think we all want him to pop off. It looks great. $8. Can't go wrong with that. Cannot.
$8 is pretty good. I paid more than that for a cup of coffee.
I've paid more than that for some awful fucking comics lately, and like
that's true. We both have.
I know it's my girl and it's Peach, but I bought that foil Peach Momoko Amazing Spider-Man 1 variant, and that's on the Joe Kelly run, and I'm just like, why do we live just to suffer? But yeah, guys, that's all I got.
Such as being a Spider-Man fan.
Such as the life of a Spider-Man fan, of a Wally West fan, of an intellectual honesty fan, of a quality fan, of anybody but a RippaVerse fan. Do you have anything to say before we get out of here, my man?
I got nothing, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for supporting RippaZine number 5. I sincerely appreciate you. I hope I don't let you guys down. I hope you enjoy it when you get it in your hands. We're going to try and get it out to print very quickly. So yeah, I can't wait for you guys to actually check it out and read it and meet Zephyr and the other characters that I created around him as a supporting cast, and important supporting cast, to be very clear. Like, they're not just like blip on the radar side characters. These are characters who are going to be important moving forward, who I plan to have as part of his stories for a very long time, and in very significant ways. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the RippaVerse. Thank you for supporting Phenomenova if you've done so. Thank you for supporting the Iconic Comics, guys. Make sure you check out Good Mav Ugly tomorrow if Mav has that show tomorrow.
We're back on. We're back on. We're good now. We're back on now. We're good now.
All right.
But yeah, guys.
That's all I got for you guys.
On my end, as always, check out Bounding Into Comics. Buckle up if you follow me on social media or if you watch any of my streams. I'm about to be very annoying for the next month and a half, boosting out Andrew's Blue Shift. So if you've already pre-ordered a copy, maybe mute the keyword from my account, because you're gonna get a lot of it. But yeah, guys, Blue Shift, Phenomenova, Well Read Comics in 30 minutes, Good Mav Ugly tomorrow night, High Council on Tuesday nights for Andrew. Next Thursday, right back here for another foil variant. Hopefully there will be something to talk about. But either way, you and I can fill 2 hours of comic book talk. That's not a hard ask. So until next time, guys, go get your damn pre-orders in, and I will see you next time.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been...
I don't understand it.
See, I told you I accidentally hit the wrong button.